it all. I want it back. I want the avatar. I want my honor, my throne. I know now that no one can give you your honor. It's something you earn for yourself by choosing to do what's right.
Welcome. What's up, peeps? We
What's
are
good
here
with y'all, man?
for another episode of the Super Shinobi Show, S3. I can't figure out if I like saying S3 more or if I like saying Super Shinobi Show.
I'm in love with the Super Shinobi Show, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what the pimp name says, it's a trademark name, man. You gotta say it all.
Gotta say the whole thing. Super Shinobi Show. But yeah, so today our main topic is gonna be our pet peeves in anime.
Mm-hmm.
That one was also a kind of easy one to do, but also like a really long one. Like, I don't know about you, but my list for pet peeves was way too long. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna sit here and rant about it for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, it was extensive, bro. I definitely chopped some stuff out because if not, we was gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, we were gonna be here for a long time if we're talking about all our pet peeves. A lot of the pet peeves too. I tried. So what I did was I made a list of all the pet peeves, and I pretty much got rid of all the ones that were like could go for like TV shows and movies too. Because there's a couple of them that I'm like, it's not really the show's problem. It's, like the creator problem, or, like, I don't know. There's just certain issues that didn't pertain to anime specifically.
I'm curious which ones. What just one problem?
So one that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Was like pacing, but that's an issue with a lot of shows. And also, I think that's just an issue with trying to get the manga material and the anime stuff to kind of connect. I think that's where a lot of issues are. So, like, I left that one alone because I don't want, I don't want to make it seem like I want them to go off away from source material.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So, but anyway, we got some cool things. We got a couple news segments. Not really like super crazy new ones, but we'll be sprinkling some stuff here and there. But let's see. You before we get into that, you watch any more haiku? I'm gonna ask you this every week until you get there.
Oh no, man! I was sticking strictly to the homework this week, man.
Yeah.
I strictly to the homework this week.
Yeah, same here. I was like trying to watch some other stuff, but there's certain things I had to finish. There's a show like I really wanted to talk about Plunderer today, but then I realized I'm like 7 episodes behind.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
I was gonna ask, is Plunderers on like 7, 8 episodes now? Or no, 11, 12?
Yeah, they're on like 12 right now. 12, 13. It looks like it's gonna be a long season for them.
Jesus Christ, I gotta catch up.
Yeah, so we'll catch up to that. But let's see. So I got my handy dandy iPad, guys. So I'm trying to like where I can put it where you guys don't see it so much. But this is probably gonna help me not have so many issues like I had last week with transitions and stuff. But we'll get into our first little segment, brand new one. I got a new little transitions. Yo, I'm like all about these transitions, man.
Show them.
All right, man. So we're gonna hop into Flying Kunai. Right about now.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Woo! All right. So first bit of news I want to get into, we'll jump right into it. Pokemon Journeys. It's exclusive to Japan right now, with the English version coming out. I think it's what I write down, June 12th. Yeah, oof. June 12th it comes out. They're gonna put the whole season out. It's currently on hiatus. I was trying to watch it week by week, but I fell off. I think I watched 3 episodes. This one's a little bit harder for me to watch. It's cool. Like, I don't know, man. It just feels.
I don't know how you do it, man.
It feels weird with 2 MCs. But essentially, the reason I want to talk about today is they finally released the English opening for it.
Oh, yeah.
I need to put it on here so you guys can tell me how you guys feel about it. So I'm just going to play it for you guys. It's 30 seconds long. So let me just run it real quick. It's a big thing, you know where to find me. We'll be together and we're gonna do it our way. We'll discover we believe in each other. Like every day, and we're already on our way.
look that bad, but that song was terrible. That intro was horrible, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, I mean the animation is literally the best part about this new Pokemon series. Animation is it's key. Ash looks a little weird. Go, I'm still not 100% sure. We talked about Go off camera a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about him. Surprise, it's a him. I don't know, man. It's just a weird show. But come June 12th, I'll watch it. I think it's 12 episodes.
Oh, what?
Yeah. They're trying to like they're trying to put
No.
basically what they're doing. They're trying to put Pokemon back into the anime world. That's what their plan is. Their plan is to take Pokemon and take it off of like I don't even think they had like For You. Remember that For You kids?
Yeah. Yeah, for you kids.
Yeah, they're trying to take it off of that and they're trying to make it for everybody again.
You can't do that with Pokemon, man.
No, I mean
Honestly,
that's why they named the guy Go because of Pokemon Go and they're trying to get that crowd.
we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that comment has me thinking with Pokemon, bro. That Pokemon is one of those things. It's too old.
Yeah, Pokemon is one of those things that it definitely didn't grow up with us. It stayed the same the whole way through. I think with the introduction of the new character is when they're trying to like change things up. Because with the new character, I thought they were gonna like see Ash off, right, and focus on Go. No, it's Go and Ash at the same time. And
It
it's
doesn't
just,
make sense.
I don't know. So we'll see. I'm only 3 episodes in. I'm gonna stop until the English one comes out because I can't do the Japanese voices for Pokemon. It's weird.
No, I get you completely, bro. I think I'm starting to fall into that line. I was in love with the JVAs, man, the Japanese voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm slowly but surely like backpedaling, bro.
Yeah, it's not normal. It's weird. I don't like
It's just hard getting used to it in like certain situations and scenarios.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk about Digimon this week, but I didn't watch the last 2 episodes. I'm telling you, man, if you guys were kind of Digimon fans, like watched a couple episodes but fell off of it because Pokemon was the thing, pick it up now. It's back.
Let me ask you, if you Digimon or Pokemon?
Pokemon off top. My whole life has
With
been
okay, without the game. They never came out with the game.
so.
Strictly on the show.
If you go strictly only show, it's Digimon. I think Digimon was the better show. Pokemon is obviously iconic to all of us because that's what we grew up on.
Right.
But you can't rewatch Pokemon. You can't rewatch it.
Certain episodes, I feel like.
Yeah, certain episodes you can rewatch it, but the new Digimon, you can tell they tried harder than the new Pokemon. Yeah, because the new Digimon, they're trying to relate to the year is 2020 in Digimon. Like it's 2020 in Digimon. People got iPhones. It's updated.
It's supposed to be okay.
It's updated.
I'm hoping with this new Pokemon thing, man. I'm hoping at the end of those 12 episodes, if it does get another boot, I'm hoping that they kind of transition away from Ash, man.
What I would want from Pokemon is a massive time skip. I want them to kind of focus on the universe they built around Detective Pikachu. Like Detective Pikachu built a dope like universe. That's all I'm gonna say about the movie. Don't ask me anything about it. They built a nice universe to where you want to know more about the universe because it's like way post like Ash. It's very obvious it's post Ash, right? But it's like still modern world. It's like if you put Pokemon and all of a sudden they're on the streets or they're in a car with somebody, I think it'll be a lot better. I think it'll appeal to more people too because it'll be more relatable. Like at this point, people are confused about how big this world is in Pokemon because Ash seems to be walking for the last like 12 years.
Yo, he has calves of steel, bro.
Yeah, and he's only on like the 4th region. You know, all that walking, he ain't going nowhere.
Bro, that just threw me off. You say Ash is only on the 4th region.
Well, if you think like, I don't even know the name of all the regions. I kind of got lost after what? There's Kanto. Okay, I'm going to look up Pokemon regions.
Kanto, Johto.
Pokemon regions. Let's see how many regions.
Are the newer games included in the show? Like the regions?
Well, I think they did what Pokemon Black and White.
Mm-hmm.
They did that show. They did X and Y. So I'm guessing.
Pearl and Diamond.
Yeah, they did. Did they do Pearl Diamond show? I think that just all fell into the main Pokemon show.
I feel like they did. I mean, I
don't
could
know.
be wrong.
So here you go. So there's Kanto. There's Johto, right? Gold and Silver. You have Hoenn, which was Ruby and Sapphire and Platinum. Oh, no, Sinnoh was Platinum. Then you have Unova from Pokemon Black 2. The Kalos from X and Y. Dude, there's a lot of... Never mind.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm like, bro, there's
huge.
no way, only 4?
Well, see, I didn't play Ultra Sun and Moon. I have it, but I let somebody borrow it, and I don't really care to get it back. Like, that's how much I didn't like Ultra Sun and Moon. I let somebody borrow it, and I literally just never asked for it back.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then Galar, Sword and Shield right now.
Because I'm like, Ash is a stepper, man. He done been to some places, man. He done been walking for a minute.
Yeah. This is actually a lot. This is a lot. But the weird part is everything's an island, so it's like every village he's gone to has been an island. Like I don't understand the Pokemon world.
It's just it's Hawaii.
It's just a bunch of islands, and then I don't know. Anyway, that's me on Pokemon.
Yeah,
that OP was weird.
It wasn't a thing, man. Nothing but the journey.
Nothing but the journey. All right, man. So what do you got?
All right. So for my segment for Flying Kunai, I'm going to be talking about a sequel, an upcoming sequel. So for those that don't know, Inuyasha, I felt like was a leader in anime at one point in time in the early 90s. It was a good show. It was about a half demon character named Inuyasha back in like a feudal era Japan. Meets a girl, Kagome. They hit it off, right? We're going to fast forward. They hit it off. Boom. Fight his brother, beat his brother. Fight this demon named Naraku. They end up beating him in the final dance. Mind you, this show was a long-standing anime, so I'm like speeding up. I'm skipping through a whole bunch for you guys.
I was going to say, because I never finished it, so I was like, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm somewhere 100.
Bro, it took me 4 years.
Yeah, dude, it's a long show.
Yeah, like from start to finish, like really watching it all the way through, bro. 4 years. But now this show, they're going to pick up a sequel. It's about actually their daughter. They end up having a daughter together, a half breed of a half breed, a quarter breed demon princess. Her name is, and I'm going to butcher this too, so please excuse me for this.
Good luck.
Her name is Yash. Okay, I'm just. We're just gonna do this. Yashime Moroha. And she's a bounty hunter, bro. It's crazy. She's a little girl. She's only 14 years old, and she does not know much about her parents. She's and it's crazy because if you watch Inuyasha, you see like it's really a tight knit group of friends going to fight other demons, and this show is pretty much gonna be the polar opposite. You have this girl who's solo dolo, who's a bounty hunter and who's known to be a destroyer. And I'm pretty sure that this series is gonna touch bases on the past of what happened afterwards. Why is it that she's growing up not knowing who her parents was, and they pretty much saved the demon realm almost.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting, man. If you're into Inuyasha, it's definitely gonna be a show for you to watch coming up.
Yeah. Do you think with this spinoff, do you think people have to watch Inuyasha first? That's always like the big thing with spinoffs. Like, do you have to watch the original?
So I don't think so, unless you want clarification of who the character is or like who her cousins may be, because she also has cousins that they talked about as well. If you want clarification on that, yeah, but I doubt you'll need to watch the first series of Inuyasha just because they say, with a little bit of the details that they gave us about the upcoming show, they don't, the girl does not know much about her parents.
Oh, okay. So
and I'm pretty sure they're going to
way.
touch on it in the show somehow, some way.
Yeah, I think especially with shows like Inuyasha, that has like a huge following. I'm sure they'll throw like little Easter eggs in there, but I'm sure they don't want the people who like the new fans, because I'm sure there's a bunch of like people around your age who like haven't watched Inuyasha because it wasn't out when they were growing up, or
I'm, I was gonna say I don't know about that one, bro. A lot of people I know, like in terms of watching, like their first time watching anime, Inuyasha was the first thing that they watched due to it was on Toonami and Adult Swim.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people told me. I either don't remember Inuyasha being on Toonami when I was watching it, or I just skipped it.
That was my first jam, bro.
Yeah,
Like
dude,
that was big on Inuyasha.
yeah, I didn't watch it until kind of recently. I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 years ago. I first started
Oh
watching it.
Jesus!
Yeah,
So you missed out on the first side piece of anime, huh?
I sure did. It said Kagome, first anime side piece, huh?
Oh, Charles said it too.
Uh huh.
Kagome, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Uh, side. I mean, you'll see. I mean, you
Yeah.
watch, you'll see.
Yeah, you know I'll watch it. I'll binge it. I'll figure it. I'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they say when that one's gonna drop?
They did. I forgot to grab the date though. Unfortunately, man.
Okay. But they're still making it, right?
Oh yeah,
Is
it's
is there source material for it?
no. So there's no editions. There's no manga out right now. There's no anime. It's all in the works still.
That's dope.
But they're going. I think what they're going to do. I have to reread too. But I'm pretty sure what I read was saying that they're going straight to the anime. Like they're going straight TV.
Straight TV. Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So, the last bit of news. She admits it. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I'll see what's up with this side piece. So my last piece of news is kind of a weird one, in my sense. Like I don't understand. So I'll just talk about it. So HBO Max is adding select shows from Crunchyroll onto their streaming platform. They announced 17 titles. The well known ones out of the 17 is FMA Brotherhood,
Okay.
ReZero, the director's cut, Rioni Kenshin,
Okay.
Konosuba, Kill la Kill, the new Berserk, like the newer one,
CGI.
yeah, CGI one, and then two shows that that the fact that it made it to HBO Max means people are going to watch it is Kabanari of the Iron Fortress and Mungo Stray Dogs are being added. There's a bunch of other ones. I think like Your Lie in April is in there. Erased is in there. You know, for those who slice that life. Those shows are in there too. So yeah, HBO was saying how they don't plan on doing originals right away. Right, they had to use that word right away. We don't plan on doing originals right away, which is why they connected with Crunchyroll to bring part of the library, just to expand so HBO viewers who have HBO Max can also watch, select anime shows.
I like that move with HBO. I like that they did that.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't know too, because I know you saw this on Facebook, everyone getting corrected. Studio Ghibli is going to Netflix, right? But I was only international, right? People don't know HBO bought the U.S. rights to Studio Ghibli.
What?
So Studio Ghibli is also going to be exclusive to HBO Max.
Oh wow!
And then the two shows they announced they're going to drop like a year or so after HBO adds all these shows was Hunter x Hunter and something else. I can't remember. There's two shows that they were. Oh, and Death Note. They were just waiting on those for some reason, and they're going to drop them later. And so those would be the first two like new entries. Yeah, so we'll see. It looks like the world is starting to recognize how popular anime is, especially with HBO jumping on it. So I can only imagine, where it goes from here.
Right, bro. Honestly, how I'm feeling about it, I love the fact that HBO noticed how popular, and how much power anime's watchers hold.
The main reason why HBO did this is because the person who took over HBO was the original CEO of Hulu. And he said when he was at Hulu, what people don't know is that the number one streaming genre was anime. It beat out everybody, and no one knew about it. So he went to HBO, and he was like, yo, you guys don't have anime in HBO? Y'all missing out.
Bro, that's where I found out about Attack on Titan, early Hulu.
Dang, early Hulu. Yeah.
Early Hulu used to be the plug, man.
Yeah, dude, that's how I found. That's how I was able to rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho too.
Same.
Was that popped up? I saw that and I was like, you and Cowboy Bebop too. That's like I think the first anime I watched on Hulu. I saw it
Nah,
on there.
bro,
I was like,
I
"Ooh,
want to
Bebop."
rewatch Bebop, bro.
Dude, watching Bebop, I suggest everyone watch it like at night. For some reason, the vibe of Bebop, yo, you can just sit down, lights off, and just jam to some Bebop.
Hey, I'm actually really looking forward to this HBO Max move, bro. Uh, just I've always been a big fan of HBO and like the work that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always felt like it was really polished, really well thought. In terms of like their original shows they come up with. So I'm curious, bro, to see later on down this line where they venture to in the anime world of what kind of shows are they going to create.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine the first HBO exclusive like anime?
Bro, I'm hoping it's somewhat like the it's in my head right now.
You cut out right there, but I'm guessing you said The Wire.
You know what I said. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The Wire. Can you
Man.
imagine an anime version of The Wire, bro? How crazy that'd be?
And HBO likes to push the envelope with stuff too, man. There's none of their exclusive shows that are like easy to watch.
Mm-mm.
You know, so that'd be interesting. It'd be like Inuyashiki. I need to finish that.
Yeah, bro, I do too. Cause I really
it's
when
hard
I
to watch,
think
man.
about it, my horror genre, I'm lacking, bro.
Yeah, dude, I got a list of horror stuff to watch, man. That's been good. Death Parade has been real good. Yeah, HBO is bringing back the Boondocks. They're the ones who, but that I got put on hold. You know, they gotta replace the character, man. You know, they gotta figure out what to do about that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, John.
Yeah, they're still debating on if it's right for them to add somebody else new or maybe bring a new character. There's a lot of things HBO is trying to figure out right now without pissing off the masses. Because if they mess up Boondocks, man, that's a demographic HBO can't lose.
Bro, you know who they should replace Grandpa with for the Boondocks? Uncle Elroy from Next Friday.
Just a new uncle? Yeah, so
Yeah, new uncle, bro.
They can just be like, Hugh and them got to move. They moved to somewhere else. Hey, thanks for the follow. What's that? D-Shaw, my bad. You're underneath my box. Here, just so we can get some, hold on. I'm going to play it again. Because, I love watching Ren getting...
Get obliterated, man. Sick.
I can't replay it. All right, you got lucky, Ren.
But yeah, no, I think what HBO is doing, they're that's a smart venture that they're walking into, man. Yeah. Anime is the new wave, as we all know. We're a little hip to it before most of the masses, but
yeah, it's one of those things too. Like it should have been obvious that anime was gonna be big again around this time. Just because if you look at like the way the rest of the world has been working for the last like 10 to 15 years, every like 10 or so years it switches to which not demographic, like which like age group that they target the world at, right? So like us growing up, that's why we know about like the what's the help, I've fallen, I can't get up, Life Alert.
Oh, Life Alert.
That's why we got those commercials, because it was like the end of the boomers, right? It was when they're all old. So like, all right, we're gonna make commercials for the old people, right? But now it's like, it's our time. What was popular back then. Now the people with all the money is everyone. All the millennials.
Yeah,
that's who has the money. So you might as well cater to them. There's no point in showing more Life Alert commercials.
That threw me for a loop, man.
That's like I don't know why that was like the only like old commercial I can think of, besides like some ShamWows or.
Oh, bro, ShamWow, Jesus.
ShamWow? Yeah.
Bro, you remember the one with the animal one? They used to always advertise like the little book.
You talk about the like the zoo ones, right? Like it was like a different animal every issue. I used to subscribe to that. I used to get those books.
Oh wow.
Yeah, way back when I was like elementary school.
Holy shit, bro! I've never met anyone who's ever ordered those books, bro. Tell me, were they worth it, bro?
No, bro, they were so thin. Like, people are gonna confuse what we're talking about. I don't feel like explaining what I mean, but they're probably the same size of like a watchtower.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explain what watchtower is. If you guys know what watchtower is, If you find out what it is, don't judge me, man. It was the 90s.
Oh wow,
Dude,
that's really surprising. I figured it was gonna be like a big book.
Nah, dude, they're thin.
Wow. Oh Jesus,
He assaulted
he
a.
assaulted a hooker.
Wait, who are we
Clap
talking
on,
about?
clap off. Who is assaulting hookers?
Clap on, clap off. He assaulted a hooker. Oh, no, she's talking about that dude that did the commercials, the ShamWow guy.
The Sandwalk.
Yeah, that's why we don't see him anymore. That's why it's in
Oh
the.
wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I think that's all the news we got for today.
Yeah.
We'll do that segment here and there. Anime news is ginormous. There's a bunch to say, but there's also a lot that we just like don't care about, or things that just don't pertain to us. Like there's a lot of things about like a lot of new shows. San Diego Comic-Con is gonna be doing like a virtual event, which is be weird. Hopefully the Crunchyroll show still goes on in the fall. I got tickets to that, so I hope I don't miss that. Another thing I didn't mention, I was gonna mention to you off camera, but I forgot. They just announced that Promised Neverland is coming to an end soon. It's almost done.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this next season of Promised Neverland. So Elijah sent me this thing on Twitter the other day about 2019 animes. Right, got to keep 3. Made you realize how good
2019 was a good year.
2020 is starting off slow, but I'm looking at what we're gonna get. This is gonna be a good year, summer into fall.
Yeah,
I think, because you got Food Wars is on the hiatus, but hopefully that comes back. That's gonna be strong. We got the ending of Alicization, which if you guys haven't watched the first half of Alicization, you have to watch it. I put it on par as good as the first season of Sal. Like that's how good that season was.
amazing.
Attack on Titan is gonna finish with the series finale.
Make me cry, man.
What else we got? What else we got? We got Black Clover is about to get into some stuff. As soon as you get into the Spade Kingdom, see the new devil.
Oh, y'all gonna like that. I'm telling you, if you don't like Black Clover, and I done told a bunch of people about the show.
Yeah.
If you are one of those people who thinks, oh, it's slow, it's just a bunch of yelling, the MC's just a kid and he's just yelling, bruh. This show takes a turn towards a serious, dark side, and it's phenomenal.
It is fantastic. I love it. I'm excited to where it goes. Also, the way Boruto's manga is going, I wish I could talk about the last chapter I just read, but I can't. It would change. It would change everything. But don't watch it yet, guys. It's almost there. They're just doing some more fillers until the manga arc is done, or farther ahead right now. Because I think right now, because the Boruto manga only comes out once a month.
Yeah, which I hate. Just like Super.
You know what else I hate about it coming out once a month? The chapter is 45 pages long. The last chapter I just read.
So let me tell you, bro, I'm actually for that, bro.
Me too, but it's just a lot to read, man.
Yeah.
It's so much happens.
I gotta ask you a question, see if you do this shit too. Do you ever catch yourself reading? Because them chapters get long, bro. You be at 20 deep, you get 25. Okay, let me just put this down for a second. You walk away. 3 days later, oh, shit, I got to restart now. I'm just skim through.
Yo, I get 20 pages into the chapter and something will happen. I'll be like, okay, hold on. Let me go back. Back. So, like, I've read that 45 pages like 3 times. Because I had to keep going back because things would happen. Or, like, Kawaki would say something. Yo, you guys, Boruto is not what people wanted it to be yet. I think with this arc that it's currently on, it's back to feeling like Naruto. Like these new chapters feel like Naruto. Besides,
that's a bold statement.
This is the only spoiler I'm gonna give you guys. I don't know what they did with Sasuke, but the world is not gonna be happy. He seems nerfed. He got beat up. I'll say that much, man. Sasuke got some hands on him, man. He wanted all the smoke. He should have took that second arm. He should have took that prosthetic. That's what I'm saying.
The pride, man.
Yeah, because they even say it like, you can't beat me with one arm, and then he doesn't. So that's
I
the only
can't wait to
spoiler I'm
watch
gonna
that
give you
fight
guys. That's the only spoiler.
animated.
That's gonna be the day when that episode's in. Is the day the internet's gonna freak out. That part I can't say why. Internet's gonna freak out for a whole week because you won't be able to see what happens. But
Hey, you know what I'm looking forward to when that does happen?
huh?
Watch, like, literally, besides watching the internet blow up, but watching how mad all these other Sasuke stands are gonna be. Like, you know me, I stand Sasuke. That's my guy.
Yeah. Sasuke stands, Naruto stands. They're gonna come to agreement and say F Boruto. Like that's and so when you read it, you get mad. Right? You read it and you go, "There's no way that happens to Naruto," but people don't realize it's not his show anymore. Naruto no longer wears the plot armor. I can say that 100%. Boruto just discovered he just took it down to get it tailored. That plot armor is looking nice on him. Boruto hopped out that saloon and was like, "How do I look?" Like, ooh, that plot armor. Ooh, look at that. The triple S rank plot armor.
Can't
Yeah, dude,
stand it.
Boruto got some plot armor. Y'all think
Bro,
y'all see some Rasengans now? Y'all ain't see nothing till Boruto get to Rasengans.
He had 30 Rasengan like Naruto.
He got
fucking
four,
watch
I
that
think
shit.
4 or 5 already, in a manga. If you include the Rasengan through time, I think they called it. That's what they're calling it now.
That's what they're calling it.
I think that's what like the people are calling it now. It's like Rasengan
Oh.
through time. There it is. But yeah, dude, that I don't know, man. That time travel arc was weird. But anyway, we of course digress. But
Yeah.
we'll get into a segment we did last week. Obviously, this is probably the one that we do every week. And we'll hop into the queue.
Boom.
Bam. All right, so I'll start first on the queue. Just because I discovered a show that I don't even know why I clicked it. But it's called Lord Marksman and Van. I don't know. They don't ever say that second word ever in the show. But so this show is hard to watch in the beginning, but you guys had to give it some time, right? So let me give you guys a breakdown. It follows the main character. His name is hard to pronounce too, but they call him Tigre, but his name is like Tigre Vermont Vorn. All right, this takes place in like a weird Europe, right? So Tigre is a lord of a small town called Alsace. The country's called Brune. It's like a fictional European country. So Brune is in a civil war right now, and Alsace is kind of in the middle. So they go to war, and Tigre gets captured by a different war maiden from a different country. I think her name's like Ellen. The names are weird. Her name's like Ellen with one L, Elen. She's like a war maiden, right? So they capture Tigre, and the things happen, right? All of a sudden she's like, "I captured you because you're cute and you attacked me, and that's brave of you," right? So he's a marksman, and I think this is the reason why I like the show so much. You don't see a lot of MCs as marksmen, right? They're always like sword bearers, spears, or something, some powerful weapon. But boy, does he go ham with this bow and arrow, though. So essentially, each major power in the country has a war maiden, which are like only women, and they all have special weapons called dragon gears. So Tigre convinces Ellen to help him defend this town, and then just a giant war for the whole season. So the one thing that makes this interesting is that it's very heavy on military tactics. So if you guys ever watch those old like History Channel shows where it like zooms out to a map and you see pawns and the pawns move to show formations, they do that in the show. Like it'll back out and be like, Tigre has started his progression on Alsace and war maidens attack from here, and they show like the formations of how the armies are moving against the other armies.
Now that's sick, bro.
Yeah, it's dope. It's it's probably the best part of the show, and I think the reason why I think it's not getting a lot of traction is just I don't know. It just doesn't have anything like special. Like I can't watch it. Like I don't know if you realize this whole week I didn't send you a screen cap of anything. You know, normally I send you screen caps of stuff that's dope. There's no
Yeah.
like one absolute dope moment. It's just a generally good show with an ending that just missed. Because the ending feels like there's supposed to be a second season. Because I think it's only like a few volumes into the light novel. So it feels like it should keep going, and it doesn't. There's also like a really big death at the end, and I feel like they missed it. I feel like the death could have been sadder if they like. I'll just tell you guys, it's the old man. There's like an old man who like narrates the whole thing, and he's like, "Oh, young Tigre." He's that old guy. He was like, "Young Lord is really growing onto himself." He dies at the end, right? But they don't give you a reason to like him through the whole show. You know, most times those old butlers, they're very heavy. They're there for comic relief. They make you like them, and then they kill him, right? They don't do that here. He just kind of pops up, says words here and there, kind of a cool character, but then he's gone, and it's like a big moment in the show, and I didn't feel it. And there's one downside I really had to show. It was kind of upsetting, but
So let me ask this, man, because I'm curious. To me personally, I feel like anime gets very stuck in the same pattern, right? And we've discussed it on the show before. Because I'm really fascinated with the military tactics and the strategy of it. Because I feel like that's you don't see too many anime shows that have that format.
yeah.
With that, I can see the problem. I feel like with the show problem it has right now, it may be like lack of character development.
Yeah, it's like a
Is
lack
that
of character development, and it's like the main character obviously has his plot armor, right? But his plot armor doesn't make sense. So they introduce a whole bunch of things, and it seems like they plan on digging into them next season. And this show came out in like 2015 or something like that, so there is no next season, right? So
Oh, wow.
he gets a black bow that gets passed down through his family, right? His family is a bunch of bowmans, right? So the black bow is supposed to be like some demonic power. So he taps into it probably 3 or 4 times. And like the first time it's like big, right? He talks to the bow, and bow's like, if you want this power, you have to do all this stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, let's learn more about this bow. And they don't. And then he picks up like the final time he picks it up, he's about to use it at full strength, and of course, one of the war maidens is just like, don't fight with hate. Don't let hate consume you. Then like a different power pops up. Like they just don't. They expect this show is going to be 3 seasons long. That's how it feels.
okay?
They introduce a lot of stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get back to it next year," and there's no next year. Yeah, but the show was good. I definitely recommend at least watching. I think 3 episodes got me to watch it. The first episode, you're like, okay, I'll buy it. I'll try it. Second episode, you're like, that was pretty good. And the third episode is probably the make or break. But yeah, Tigre's plot armor, it just doesn't make sense. Let me tell you one part. I thought this is the one I almost screen capped you, because this was sick just to think about what he did. So he's in a duel, right, with this dude that's obviously gonna beat him, right? He has a bow. This dude got a giant sword, right? He starts going at him, and then he shoots right when the guy swings. It looks like he ducks under the sword, and then shoots the bow straight up, but like just misses the guy's like face, right? So you're like, oh damn, Tigre missed, right? So they separate, right? But Tigre goes, let's get out of here, grabs the girl and takes off, right?
Okay.
So then the guy who's on the horse goes, oh, you're not getting away from me, turns around, gets on his horse, is still going, and then the arrow lands on the horse. And he goes, he didn't miss, he was aiming for my horse, he knew I would turn around. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
I'm tuned in.
I don't know about that, but yeah, dude, the stuff he does with a bow, he'll hit somebody and like the person will look like this big, and they'll be like, you can't hit him from that far. He'll be like, okay.
I'm tuned in, bro. I've always thought bows and arrows were cool.
Yeah, if you like bows
I'm
and
tuned
arrows,
in.
you watch bows and arrows. If you like bows and arrows, man, this is the show right here. This show, man, makes the bow look like it could be like a main class for anybody.
For all the archery boys and girls out there, man.
Hmm. And it's good too because they like the military part of it, the aspect of it of moving stuff. They go into like details about it, like why they do this and do this. So it's not like they don't just be like, oh, he went to the mountains and this one took this. It'll be like, oh,
Oh,
you
that,
know, this formation.
that's what's up.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It
That's
is, of
what's up. They
course,
actually take their time to explain the reasoning behind why they're
yeah,
moving a certain way. That's tight.
yeah.
I like that. I wouldn't expect that from an anime.
Yeah, so my like if I need to compare it to a bunch of stuff, I say it's like Game of
Facts.
Thrones meets Vinland meets like Sao almost because it's like fantasy, but it's still war and it's gritty, but it's not as bloody. Like
Mm.
if like some of the fight scenes, they just picture through it. Like for some like the big wars, where like if you watch like Game of Thrones or Vinland, it's very like even as they're painting through the battlefield, it's just people like chopping heads off. They don't necessarily do this. This one's just more like just show like people ah. Then they'll get to the main fights, and those main fights are pretty good.
Let me ask you one last question about this show.
Yeah.
What is the TV rating? And then what is, sorry, two questions. The TV rating for the show, and then what is the streaming platform that it's on?
So I watched it on Funimation. I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll or Verb, so it looks like Funimation is going to be it. And let's look at the rating. That's a good question. How do I find what's rated for?
TV rating?
TV rating. I got it right here.
Or age rating?
It is. I don't even know where to find it. Oh, ooh, it says MA.
Okay, so it's mature.
TVMA.
So that okay,
Yeah,
so
'cause
they,
it says
they got a little.
violence, death, war, mild fan service. It's very, excuse me, it's very mild. It's only from the War Maidens. But let me know, let you know when they get into fan service though.
Dude,
So-
when you said that, when it said mild, I was like, fuck, man.
It's only mild because the War Maidens make fun of each other for like their chest size. Like one War Maiden's like, "Ha, get out of here, flat chest." And she's like, "Whatever, get out of here." And she'll like
That's
punch her in the boobs. And like a girl with like bigger hunkers will come out and be like, "Now, calm down." Like that's the fan service that you give. It's not the latest episode of Gleipnir, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, and that, dude, Gleipnir, I'm telling you, Gleipnir threw me for a loop, bro.
Yeah, we'll get into later. Let's get into your show. What do you got for
All
us?
right, for my cue, man, the first show I want to talk about is something I started rewatching. Originally, started watching the show on Adult Swim as a youth. It's called Paranoia Agent. It's about this child. It's a thriller show. Let me get this off my chest first. It's a thriller. It's a suspense. It's about a little boy who goes around pretty much killing people in a traumatic fashion. Now, a lot of his victims turned out to be like stressed workers. They're all middle aged. There's no children. They're all middle aged, full fledged adults. We're dealing with something going on primarily in their life. And this kid just goes around killing at random, you know. And the main character's name is Little Slugger, the boy with the golden skates and the cap and the bat, and that's how he's identified throughout all of his crimes and mystery. They call the kid Little Slugger, and the only thing his victims, if they do survive, the only things that they can identify and remember about the kid is that he's a boy, he's a small child, he has gold skates, he has a gold bat, and he wears a hat. Now, I remember when this came out, I want to say it was like the early 2000s. That's super common for everyone, bro. So for me watching it, it was like so relatable to my life back then. You know, you got a young kid who's active, but I'm not a killer. Let me get that out the way. I'm not crazy. I'm not a killer.
But you
But
do
you
rollerblade.
have this. But you see, like, there's something with the boy's life. Like, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm assuming they're going to tap into, the backstory of Little Slugger himself. What made this kid snap? What made him do the deed that he's doing now,
Yeah. I think the first time I watched Paranoia Agent was like a while ago when I was like trying to dive out of Naruto and my shonens.
Mhm.
And rewatching it now, I almost like don't remember it at all. Like things happen and I'm just like, yo, I don't remember that part. Like the first beating when the lady
Yeah.
knocked her out. Yeah. Uh, the show, like like Charles said, will give you nightmares. Because it's, I want to say it's like very real. Like
Yeah.
the reasons, like not I won't say the reasons he does it, but like what happens to the people when it happens and like their lives before and after they get hit in the head are insane. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he could be like the Grim Reaper
Yeah.
because everyone, I can't, and I'm not gonna ruin that part.
Right. I said, don't. That's
Oh,
I I described the show like that for a reason. I want people to. You know what I mean, I'm not gonna give up too much. You're gonna have to find out if you want to know what really the show was like.
yeah, I almost said something, and I think it would have gave away a good part. I think you knew what I was gonna say.
Charles has seen it.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, that's a good show. It's a throwback.
Yeah.
That one's only on Funimation too. I think they got exclusive rights for that, which was weird.
Yes.
Exclusive rights.
So that's
one
thing I was gonna say. Sadly, it's only on Funimation.
Yeah.
So if you don't have one, you're gonna have to make one if you want to watch the show, or know someone who has it.
I mean, Funimation, you can do a free account if you want to just watch the ads. People still do that, right? People still watch ads. Nah, it's 2020. We don't watch.
Do I commercials for what? If this not the movie theater.
Yeah, and even then, you don't want to watch. What's her name? Maria Menounos. No.
No, bro.
Man, I haven't watched Paranoia Agent in a while.
Bro, I was feeling it, bro.
Yeah?
I was here by myself. I'm like, what is it that I can watch, man? It's like, what I mean? It's something that I know I'm gonna enjoy my time, and I can watch it either subbed or dubbed. Cause like I said earlier, man, I've been watching a lot of dub. I've been watching a lot of dub lately, and just going back to these Japanese voice actors is hard.
Yeah. There's some shows that like I refuse to watch the dub in fear that I'm gonna end up liking it more. And because dubs are always like a week or two behind, it gets kind of tough to wait 2 weeks before you see something happen. But there's some subs, man, like that I would always prefer over Dr. Stone. I decided to jump in to see what the dub sounded like. Abort. Abort. Go back. Sub.
Oh, it's that bad.
It's weird. I just think it's weird. If you've never seen Dr. Stone before, go ahead, watch it dub. It's the same story. They do change some lines here and there, but but if you've watched the sub and you enjoyed the sub and then you watch the dub, it's not going to be the same, man.
Yeah. I can speak on that too. Yeah.
That's a show.
And for those who are watching who don't know, subbed is just watching it in Japanese with English subtitles, and dubbed is just watching it dubbed over with the English voice actors.
Yeah, which always takes longer, just because you gotta rewrite the script pretty much. You gotta translate it, then you gotta pass it through legal, and that's why things get lost in translation. You don't get the full effect. You don't get the full effect as sub. Even though you don't understand what they're saying, it just feels different for some reason.
I do have to say this though. For the people going from dub to sub, there will be a bias, bro. I'm telling you, because this happened with me, and I feel like this happened with my siblings as well. You start off dub, and you watching it, you feel like everything's all good. Then you watch sub, and you realize the emotion that you miss.
Yeah. Within
the actor, because I feel like just in terms of just the English language, it's hard to put it in an animation form to have the emotions translate through voice well.
Yeah. There's some shows that do good translating that emotion. Obviously the best example is going to be Dragon Ball, right? Between the Japanese, like the Japanese sub is weird if you're not used to Goku being a woman, right? And then going back to like Sean and I almost said Vic. Ooh, not Vic.
Shashon.
Sabat. No, sorry, I couldn't think of Sabat.
Oh, Chris Sabat. Oh,
Vegeta. Those two do a really good job of translating that emotion. I also think My Hero does a really good job in their dub. I prefer the dub in My Hero over the sub. Just for Justin, I think he does a better job at Deku than the VA chick for Deku.
Okay, I'll give you that. Deku's English voice sounds way better than his
Yeah,
Japanese voice. I'll give you that.
yeah, he definitely does a better job. I like Bakugo better too in dub, but you don't get the full effect of his anger in dubbed, especially when you read the manga. The,
Right.
so I feel like the levels he just gets calmer and calmer because in the manga he's off the charts.
1,000.
He's at
1,000,
1,000,
bro.
and then the sub brings him down to like 200, and then the dub brought him down to like 12.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but other shows like Black Clover, the Japanese VA isn't very good for Asta. I'm trying to think of one the opposite way. Fire Force. I don't know if you watch the dub for Fire Force.
No.
The sub is a lot
Oh,
better.
yeah. I watch. You know me. I'm a sub guy, man. I'm a
Yeah.
sub guy.
The only show that I think I can go back and forth with, and I have no issues with it, besides Dragon Ball, is One Piece. I think hearing
One Piece and Yu Yu. I'll
Yeah.
say that. One Piece, Yu Yu, and Naruto.
No, I
Shippuden.
can do Naruto. I was Shippuden.
Right.
Because I did have to, because I don't think they're done dubbing.
What? Shippuden?
I don't know if the whole Ninja War is done.
You gotta be kidding me.
I don't know, dude. They were like 3 years behind at one point, 3 or 4 years behind.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that when the dub was behind like 500 episodes.
Bro, but there's no way, bro. There's the fact that Naruto Shippuden's done.
No,
it's been
I know. I'm
a
pretty
year,
I'm pretty
2
sure.
years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's done, but like very recently it was done though. I tell you that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure.
but let me get into another show I want to talk about real quick because I've told a few people about this show because I didn't know where it was gonna go, and that's Grimgar, Ashes, and Illusions. All right, so this is gonna be a weird one to describe, right? So it essentially starts off just like your regular isekai, right? Group of people mysteriously get transported to a fantasy world. They don't know who they are, and of course, if you die, you die, right? There's no coming back from it. The one thing I liked about it is I call it a realness. So it's like a realness that they add to an unrealistic genre already. So by the way, but from what I mean realness is that imagine if right now we all got transported to a different world and we needed to survive and we all had weird powers. That's almost how this show is. Like I don't need to say more from that. Like just how crazy the world is right now, it just feels like this show. So that the one small twist that they added to it was that no one really remembers where they came from, but every once in a while they'll like say something from like the back of their head that'll refer back to the show. Like they'll be like, "Oh, where's my phone?" And people are like, "What's a phone?" And he'd be like, "I don't know." Like, yeah, dude, it's weird. Like they only do it for like the first 4 episodes, and then they just give up on that, right? Because it's weird when it happens. When it happens, you're just like, "What?" So I think they were like, "All right, that's a dumb idea. Let's get rid of that," right?
Yeah.
So let me just tell you the rest of the story. So, the group ends up at a tavern, where the barkeeper is like a leader of an army, and he says, basically, if you want to live in this world, you need to join the trainee volunteer soldier service, right? Which is essentially like their army, right? But in order to get it, you have to pay for it, right? So, and the only job is going out, killing goblins or killing monsters and bringing back treasures. Regular isekai stuff, right? So, there's like a bunch of strong people in the group that are like obviously strong. You see them, they have, V-cut haircuts. They look like the business, right?
V-cut haircuts.
So they decide, hey, us strong people, we're gonna go out and we're gonna do our own thing. We're not listening to you, right? So this is the point where you go, all right, let's see what these strong, overpowered MCs are about to do, right? Wrong. We don't follow them. We follow the group of weaklings that they left behind. This is where the show gets interesting, and I felt like the only way for me to portray how the show really is to show a clip from the second episode. So I'm going to show this clip, and it's only the second episode. I'll give you some context. The group was going out trying to hunt down goblins for the first time. I think it's like the second time, right? They finally decide, hey, we need to just single out one goblin and just try to kill one goblin at a time, right? So this is the first time they ever killed somebody. So I'll play it. Yeah. So that's what I mean by there's a realness to this.
Yeah, I'm on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it's like that through the whole show, and that is my one downside to it. Is that this show is so dark, they give you no light. Like as soon as you think something's gonna go good for them, there's like some other stupid problem. It's the one issue I have with it. They have this fight between Ronta, the red hair kid, and
Mm.
I can't remember what the leader is. The new leader is. I can't say what happened to the old guy, but there's like a clash between them where they don't really get along. Ronta doesn't really want to do stuff as a team, but they, of course, they eventually kind of do. But it's just there's whoever created this has just had a rough life. It's what it feels like. He's just like doesn't want to give you any hope. But like you know what I mean? Like I feel like if that would happen to us right now and we got popped into a fantasy world, this is how killing your first goblin would feel. Like we're used to like chop and then like turn into like dust and sparkles, and that's it.
Right.
And you pick up your jewels. This one, man, you gotta kill these goblins.
You got to sit there and really deal with it, bro.
Yeah, and that was a bottom goblin, and that's what the whole thing is. Like they're so shocked that like this is supposed to be the weakest goblin in the whole land.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what really got me about the show?
Huh.
It's just the attention to detail.
Yeah.
Now I know everybody at some point in time in their life, you're gonna have so much adrenaline running through your body that your muscles seize up. Like you literally lose control of your muscles. And the fact that they had his partner, that's traumatic to watch. Your friend just smoke somebody.
Mm-hmm.
One like a gun or like a car accident where it's quick. This was like 30 seconds of hard shit to deal with.
Yeah. I would say the first, I think there's only like 13, 14 episodes. The first 5 are like really sad. Like it took me a while to get through them because it was just like, oh, dude, all right, I get it, man. This is a rough life. Let me watch something else.
Yeah, really is not for the meek or the weak-hearted, man.
No, you can see why I was watching this and Beaufry at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to watch those two at the same time because, or else I don't know what my brain will be like right now.
Bro, I'm honestly lost for words, bro.
Yeah, I told you it's really good. The art is beautiful. I know we like hand drawn animation, although this animation isn't hand drawn. The backdrops are, and that's the coolest part. Anytime they look out into the sunset, it's not like an animated sunset. It's like a full like pastel like drawing. Like it's different. Yeah, it's different and it's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that site. Yeah. See, I like that. Something new. Something different.
You'll watch it. Ronta gets kind of annoying in the middle, but he redeems himself at the end. It's just you'll see. There's nothing special about it. You'll watch it. You'll like it, but it's just like I don't know, man. There's just not a defining moment. I don't know. The show just doesn't. It's missing something, and I'm upset that it's missing something because
It's more to come though, man. We still don't know how it finishes.
That's true. We don't know how.
So now, I was gonna ask, is this another Funimation exclusive? Now I say Funimation exclusive because I feel like a lot of the shows we talked about have strictly been on Funimation only.
Well, I think we brought this up like a few weeks ago. Funimation's been on a roll. They've been trying to get so many exclusive titles that I think another reason why Crunchyroll is going out to HBO is because Crunchyroll is starting to lose people to Funimation. I got a survey from Crunchyroll this week asking me like, how often do you use Crunchyroll? Do you use any other things? And there were a lot of like Funimation like specific questions on there. Like, do you use Funimation? What do you like about Funimation that you don't like about us? Like, come on, guys. But yeah, it's on Hulu too.
Oh, sick. Tight.
Yeah, it's on Hulu too. But I watched it on Funimation.
So my question to you now is, how did you come across the show? This is obviously a newer show, and I want to say it's new to you. Was it recommended through a friend, or was this something you kind of just stumbled upon?
So there's a guy on YouTube. I don't know his name. I don't care for it, but I never agree with anything he says. Like all his videos he puts out, I hate them all. I watch all of them, or majority of them, but anything he says, I usually don't like. Yeah. So I definitely won't say who it is because I'm about to go in on him. But he's definitely like the hipster of anime, where he's just like, oh, I don't watch Black Clover because like, compared to, like those kind of talks, right?
Oh
He'd be
Jesus,
like,
yeah.
like there's a real reason why Boruto is actually one of the greatest animes made, because if you look at it, like he's just one of those people who just likes to take other routes. But he did have a video. It was called like Isekai's You Might Have Missed or something like that. And I was like, all right, I'll click on this. And he listed a bunch of shows that I've never seen before. And this was probably the only one that was good off his recommendations.
Okay.
The other show was on there. You watched it. Blast of
Mark
Tempest.
Dom.
Like Blast of Tempest or something like that.
Oh, Blast of the Tempest was tight. Yeah.
Yes, I need to watch that. That was on his list. Hey, what's up, Mike? Thank you for the raid. The raid. Ooh. You know what I see a lot on? I feel like this would have been a good time to be sponsored by Raid Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
All of the YouTubers have been sponsored by Raid. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, dude, Grimoire, Ash, and Illusions. Grimgar, Ash, and Illusions. Yeah, check that out. It's definitely interesting.
All right, so another show for the queue that I know both of us have been watching recently is a show called Gleipnir.
Yes, sir.
Now, the show is a brand new animation, brand new show. I want to say there's only 7 or 8 episodes out right now to the date.
That's right.
And I can tell you, we're just now slowly but surely really starting to figure out what the show is going to be like. So the show is about a teenage boy who gets transformed into this mascot dog, as you can see in the image. Really, really strange. And there's a woman, and he mind you, he's in high school. There's a woman he travels with. Her name is Claire, and his name's Soichi. There's no relation. They have no clue who he is. Soichi's just your typical otaku junior high kid. And one day he kind of stumbles upon a vending machine. He finds a gold coin, stumbles upon a vending machine, and his life gets changed forever. The next day after that, he's in the hills of Japan, and he stumbles upon a house on fire. There's no one around this warehouse. It's just burning. He transforms, and he finds this girl in there. He doesn't know if the girl is trying to commit suicide, if she's been placed there for any specific reason. He just knows this house is burning. She's going to die. I'm going to save her. Mind you, this all happens within the first episode. After that, you see shit picks up quick. The girl is a lot. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'll say that. She ends up tricking this boy pretty much into becoming like her slave, her companion, and it's one of those shows. It has a little bit of fan service. It has a lot of action, but I tell you, the animation is beautiful. The character development that you get within these 7 episodes is phenomenal. Like you could tell the director and the editor and creator of the show took his time when he thought about the backstories and how he wants these characters to be portrayed in the show.
Yeah, man. This show, I call this, so in this house, I call this the weird show. I always go, I'm gonna go watch my weird show now, because there isn't a moment in this show that I can accurately explain to you what is going on and why it's happening. Literally, Claire is climbing inside of Suichi every time, and sometimes she just goes in bra and panties, but Suichi got her to wear a swimsuit regularly. But man, this show is the weirdest show that works.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of weird things with this show that you can't watch around kids or parents. But it works for some reason. And I think the episode that just came out is probably the first episode where we finally get some plot. And we finally, it's all coming together now. And I think this was actually paced perfectly. I know people got on fire for us for introducing too many characters too fast. This show literally ran with 2 characters for like 4 episodes, then introduced like a sister, and then now they're introducing like a gang of people. But it took them like 5-6 episodes, which is appreciable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to
like
know,
I said,
you got to know them a little more. But yeah, you got to know Suichi more. Claire's development is actually a lot better than I thought. I thought she
yeah,
was just gonna be this crazy psycho freshman chick, but there's more to her.
yeah. She's a lot deeper. She's a lot deeper than on the surface what she portrays, man.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna lie to you. When we first were saying, all right, we're gonna watch this new show and we're gonna check it out. When I first watched the first couple episodes, bro, I'm like, yo, this ain't gonna make the cut.
yeah, dude, I didn't think so either, man. It was one of those shows you were like, all right, we'll see how it goes. It's not looking so good now, but it was that first fight scene. Remember I told you?
Mm-hmm.
What episode was it? Like 3, 4?
It was 3. No, it was 3.
I said episode 3. You gotta watch it, and it's the first like major fight scene. And yeah, you just know if the action's gonna be like that every time, it's worth it. And it has been. That new fight with that new monster guy with the blade arms.
Oh yeah, bro. So wait, is that the last episode that you saw?
Yeah, that's the newest one, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
What?
Mm-mm.
No,
Suichi, yeah, I'm going. So some spoilers, man. I was trying to.
So
be
let me
really
tell
vague.
you where I'm at. So last thing I saw was other girl got inside Suichi, and Claire saw. That's the last thing I saw. That was the last episode. Wasn't that it?
No. So the last thing I saw, which was Suichi and Claire, like they meet the gang or whatever. Claire practically gets raped, and then Suichi goes on the like wild goose hunt for a wallet.
No, that's the one I'm talking about.
Claire, but bro, I don't remember Claire finding out. It was the other guy. The
other guy found out. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I just said that's the one with Claire's on the table, and she's like, "Is this what we usually do?" And she's like, oh, "Okay, never mind." Yo, when they panned over to the cabinet, and they showed that device, I was like, "Yo, what? What am
the
I?"
fact that you peeped that too.
Yeah, dude, they showed it, and it was quick. It was one of those like, some of y'all know what this is. And they showed it, and she saw it, and I was like, what is about to happen here? And she was like, yeah, later on the table, yeah, that got weird. I'm telling you, this show is weird, man.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but it's good. It's a different kind of good.
You know what I think it is? This show is Jimmy Butler. Now you're probably gonna be like, what the fuck does he mean by that? Right? Jimmy Butler gets snubbed from most, in terms of his all-star pick, in terms of his overall performance for his team, he gets snubbed. Okay. In terms of that conversation for, players in the East, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He 9 times out of 10, he's going to get snubbed in terms of the work that he puts out. But you can see his impact. You know what I'm saying? You see how good the work is. It's just, he gets snubbed. Yeah. This show, I can tell, like, just from what I've been watching, it's really weird, but it's really good, man. Like, it's underrated. It's going to fly under the radar for a lot of cats.
Yeah, it definitely is. That show, not a lot of people are going to watch it, especially if you only watch, like, 1 or 2 episodes. There is nothing in that 1 or 2 episodes that's going to hook you unless you're just, like, messed up in the head and a little pervy.
Yeah.
Then you might mess with it in the first couple. He said Jimmy Butler. I think that would have been a better analogy if you would have said like Bradley Beal or something like that. I think Beal gets snubbed more than Butler, but we can talk about that later. Beal has 0 appearances in anything.
He ain't got not even a Rising Stars, nothing.
I don't think he's been in anything.
No All-Star selection?
No, definitely no All-Star selection. He got snubbed again this year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But yeah, Gleipner. I had to look up how to say it. It's a German word for something. Gleipner.
Bro, I was having the hardest of times trying to pronounce that without your help.
I had to look it up, and then like I had to do Google Translate and then hit that little top button. I think it ended up being like German or like Swedish or something like that. And it's in Gleipner, and I was like, oh, okay. But dang, this took a little bit while to get into, but we're just gonna jump right into our main topic. I don't have a cool transition for that, man. Those take time. All right, I'm a one-man machine, so no cool transitions. we'll pretend this is cool transitions. Uh, Real quick, man, what is your number one like biggest pet peeve? Like one that started this whole thing.
Oh fuck, bro. The endings of anime.
Yes.
How they end their fucking sagas or story, chapter, whatever. You're bro, you're not guaranteed a good one, bro. I want to say 6 out of 10 times you're gonna get a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to anime endings, like season endings, I don't think anyone will ever be happy because it's either you follow the source material and it's still not good animated, or they go away from the source material, Blue Exorcist, and then you get this weird ending that just that's the only reason why I don't tell people about Blue Exorcist is because the show is 90% good and 10% super bad. Like that probably has one of the worst endings in anime history.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's that
So
bad, but it's a bad ending. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember watching it in the last 3 episodes. I was like, none of this makes sense. What is going on? You ever gone
I'm
through?
trying.
You haven't gone through Blue Exorcist?
No, I have, man. I hated the Kyoto Saga stuff. I hated that.
I don't think I watched the
The
Kyoto Saga.
the ending with Satan and the brother. Now, I mean, for emotional reasons, I thought it was kind of cool, but like I do think like it was like
But yeah,
hella rushed.
yeah, it came out of left field. The weird part is that I had to read up on this because I didn't read the manga, but apparently they like mentioned a lot of things in the manga, and then skip past it, but then like said some more things about the manga at the end. Like it was like
Mm.
confusing people. Like they were bringing up things that didn't happen in the show. Yeah, it was just, the ending for Blue Exorcist wasn't written yet, and instead of taking the Naruto route and just giving us some fillers, they made their own ending. And
Which was
some people were like, "Oh, that's good. You get to feel the flow of the show and make your own ending." Like, no, this is the reason why we have source material. The only problem is that sometimes you'll get source material and the ending isn't very good.
let me ask you this, man.
Mm.
Out of Blue Exorcist and Yu Yu, which one had the worst ending?
Uh, so I still think it's Blue Exorcist because that was an actual ending. Yu Yu's ending was to lead you into a new season, which I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying that Yu Yu was good, Blue Exorcist was bad. They were both bad, but Yu Yu is currently standing on top of Blue Exorcist right now because the ending was still good. It was still dope to be like, oh man, there's gonna be a 3-team war going on between like demons, and you're gonna have to watch Yusuke fight Hiei again. Like all these things could have happened, right? But we never got him for whatever reasons, right? He decided to Hunter x Hunter, right?
Terrible.
Yeah, but Blue Exorcist made up their own ending, and then was kind of like, yeah, that's it. That's how it ends.
Another show with a terrible ending, I do have to say. Bofuri.
Now,
Bruh.
so
Bruh.
I know you wanted to talk about Beaufrey in the queue, and I cut it because I knew we were going to talk about it here because I know you just finished the season. So for those who weren't here last week to hear my rant, do your first take on it before I made you watch the last episode.
Um, and I'll be genuinely honest. When I first started watching Bofuri, it was kind of I started, I gave it a little chance. The first like 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, she's fighting was it like that poison bug? And I'm like, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. She's gonna have to learn how to play a game in this. You know what I mean? She's gonna have to I'm like, oh, okay, let's sit through this. As I watched, I'm like, bro, this is so one-sided. It's crazy.
And I think
Like, hold on, because
go.
the show itself is good, but goddamn, bro, like I think she's on that almost close to that. Maple is close to that level of Naruto, bro.
Yeah, but see, I think what makes the show good is that that's the whole point. The whole point is that she's supposed to be untouchable because she decided to put all of her start points on defense. anyone again who plays any MMORPGs or any RPGs at all, you never min max your skills, right? That's another thing for RPG people. You never min max, right? You never want to go 100% attack, 0 defense like those twin girls, with nothing on agility. There's literally nothing on agility. In order for her to move fast, she has to use a skill called Cover Me, where she jumps in front of another character to cover, and that's how she travels around the world until she gets some real plot armor.
Uh-huh.
See, she got physical plot armor.
Bro, it was the plot armor that Maple had got, bro. Bro. I don't think I've seen Deku plot armor be as bad, bro.
No. Well, that's the whole point of the show, right? And that's why at the end, it's always the devs. When I told you that the developers are always like, "Yo, we need to calm down Maple a little bit." Like that's why they added the 10 count on her Devourer skill. Remember that first tournament? She was just saying to people.
Hey, bro. One thing I will say I loved about this show though, it kept it 100, bro, in terms of the language, how they spoke to each other in games, bro. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people were getting ready to die, and they be like, okay, it's all good. Like, you know, I'm gonna see you. I'll see you again. Yep. Like, I'm gonna catch you on the next one.
Yep.
That's one thing I did appreciate, because a lot of isekais, you know what I mean, when you stuck in these game worlds, when you die, you normally that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You did for good.
Yeah.
It had a fun side to the show.
Yeah. See, that was the one thing that kept me in the show was that even though it had a lack of consequences, like there was no like she obviously took it off, went to school, right? Tried to play dodgeball and she yelled "Devour" and dodgeball and got hit in the face. Right? We all know we used to make fun of those nerds in high school who would like try to power up in real life, but that's how she was, right? She played a game, came to school, and I wouldn't say 99% of the time that show doesn't get made if I pitch it. You can have the greatest talker in the world, but they can't convince me to make a show with 0 consequences. Hey, she gets put into this game world and she starts leveling up her defense. It's crazy. She gets super overpowered. Oh, name something terrible that happens. Well, nothing really. She just eats everything and gets new powers. There's no way to pitch that show to where a studio picks it up, but for some reason, it kind of works.
It does.
But the ending was a big FU.
Bro, the ending was just so lazy, bro.
When the ending happened, I laughed. I was here when you watched the last episode. You didn't laugh. You didn't like the giant monster eating people.
So let me give the people some context, bro. So the last episode, great fight scenes that happened in the show. Beaufry, I will say, has some of the cleanest movement and fights. Like the choreography, animated, really good. Mm-hmm. When it's terms of close combat. Now, when Maple transforms, right? She just like Rimuru, you know, Devour. She eats whatever and absorbs part of the ability. You know what I mean? She builds up a tolerance. Bro, when I tell you she went full, the alien from Aliens.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Bro, and just killed everything, and then like pretty much that's how it ends, bro. The beginning of the episode on like 11, it's a raid on their hideout, Maple's hideout, her and her little gang. They raid her stuff to kill the whole gang, kill the entire gang except for one person in Maple. Maple's about to die, bro, and just loses it.
But you can't, dude. So yeah, she loses it, but dude, that showdown was. The intensity buildup was insane. It was She was down to 1 HP. She pulled out this weird needle arm.
The counter. She
was like full counter.
She tried it, bro.
She tried it, and dude was like, "You're not the only one with skills. 1 HP versus 1 HP. Yo, that's a real fight right there." Yeah. Unfortunately, she just ate him. He laughed. Even he was like,
bro, and he went out sad too, bro.
He went out. He smiled. He was like, I'll be back. You win.
Him and the ninja. He was like, I hated that about the show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like cool because they talk shit, and then it was like, it's just a game.
Yeah. Yeah, but
just like Pokemon, I want to be the very best there ever was.
But at least they weren't like winning stuff, right? They got 3rd place. I think Maple took 3rd in her solo, right? Maple took 3rd in her solo. And the team one, she took 3rd too. So it's not like they beat the top people in the whole game, right? Because a small
Right.
guild can't win that guild war, especially with those rules. But yeah, that ending. But that ending was purposely like that, right? That's different from the pet peeve of accidentally making a bad ending.
No, but I just me personally, like, bro, like from playing football, I believe in finishing through. You know what I mean? Finish strong.
Yeah,
No, it's like Beaufry. I like Beaufry. Beaufry was cool. There was a bunch of stuff in it that I was like, you know what I mean? That I feel like it could have easily fixed to enhance the show.
and then
But for me personally, that ending,
you got Clade.
yeah, you didn't finish.
Yeah,
Like you took the easy way out. All right, let's just knock this out. You know what I mean? That way we can wrap this up. Get our check, and then start on our next project. That's what I feel like I got at the end.
yeah. I mean, they're getting a second season. That's been confirmed. That's why I watched it. To be completely honest, I wasn't gonna watch it if it didn't get a second season. But I got a second season, so. But so we got endings. That's the I think that's the biggest pet peeve for most people. Another pet peeve for mine is also one that a lot of people also have. My other big one is the whiny MCs. Now, when I say whiny, I'm not actually talking like Naruto for me is on the lower level of whiny, just because that's his thing. His thing is no talk jitsu, right? He's used to talking people down, but when he says stuff, it always makes sense, right? He'll say like his dialogue with Pain when he's like laying on the ground and Pain's telling him like this is for a better world, and he's like, how dare you, that's fine. I'm talking about your Deku's, your early Asta. I know you don't watch ReZero, but Subaru, the MC there, that is a big reason why I haven't finished ReZero. Is that if an MC whines, it better be for a good reason. If he's crying about something, he better like punch somebody in the face, or he better get ready for a power up. That's what I want to see. If I see tears, I want to see Deku go 100%, right? Because Deku is also a whiner, right? But it's the ones where so Subaru's issue is he always tries to help out Amelia, but there's a part where Amelia is like, if you care about me, you would stay here, and she leaves, and he's sitting there and he's like, I can't believe she left me. He's like crying, and he was like, no, she's wrong. If I care about her, I will be there. And he like runs over there, and of course it ends bad because he should have stayed there. Like, that's the whining I don't like, when you whine for no reason.
Which makes sense.
That's the ones I hate, man. That's your Tanjiros, your Deku's, your early Asta, Subaru.
Mine's is similar on that in terms of that, dude. I hate the dumb MC.
Yeah.
Like, and this gonna be crazy because like in terms of the character, I like the character, but in terms of anime, with the unoriginality of it, I can't do. Like Goku, you know how much I talk about Goku, bro. He's just a country hick, bro. With just he's a country alien hick with he just can't lose, bro. The world's greatest plot armor. Luffy, just dumb, you know what I mean? Like, just can't get it together. Always something. He's just, a can of air. Just airhead.
Yeah. I think it's, yeah. Mine's close to that. It's, anyway. I thrown off. It's kind of like, God damn, I just lost my train of thought.
Because for me, personally, like, if you're going to have, like, a goofy, lead, it kind of, for me personally, it takes away from the spotlight that they're given.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm focused on support cast and dynamic characters, people who are supposed to be building him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, Gohan for sure. Sorry about that.
Gohan for the win. Well, Gohan is Toriyama's problem, right? That's the reason.
Gohan's a whiny character too. Come on, man. He's support though, but whine. Come on, bro.
Yeah, no. Gohan is a whiny character. That also falls into like the. I think a general pet peeve is just MCs in general. I think whenever you try to make a show that's focused on an MC instead of like a group of people, I think you run into these issues because you try to do your normal anime tropes, whether it be somebody no power or weak who gets super strong, or you have a character who is shy and doesn't talk to anybody but gets all the girls. Right, that's a pet peeve for a lot of people. There's like set like default characters for anime that is the issue, and that's my overall issue with shonen right now. It's the reason why I don't think anyone can make a really good shonen right now.
The
Is
unoriginality.
is the unoriginality,
I wrote. I,
unoriginality.
I got that in my pet peeves too, man. Like, and specifically with shonen.
Yeah,
Like, and you know just as well as I know, man. There are too many carbon copies. Everybody's trying to copy the same blueprint. You know what I mean? I think for me personally, like that's why I was so interested in the Grimoire. The Grimoire.
Ooh. Grimoire Ashen Illusions.
Yeah, because it's different. It's strategy. It's not your typical anime. It's not your typical shonen. You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't talk about Lord Marksman.
Both of
Oh, I guess both.
both of the
I guess
two.
both of them are different.
Yeah, yeah, because they're different from your typical, shonen. It's something new. It's like a breath of fresh air. Something that we've both been, looking for. Like,
Yeah, and the crazy thing about anime is that there are tons of shows who do things differently, but there aren't a lot of good ones that do. Like, so I watch a tons of bad stuff. Like, if you look at my Funimation, my Verb is cooled down on it. I know you see me watch some weird stuff on Verb, but my Funimation is starting to look like that now. You just see episode one, episode one, episode one, episode one. It's just because, dude, some of these shows, man, it's just it looks different, and they tell the story like it's gonna be different, and then they just give you the exact same thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think people are just too scared to completely go out the box. And I originally took originality off my list. It was one of those like it kind of fell into TV and movies as well, like real people shows. But it's definitely a huge issue in anime where everything's the same, and I think a lot of that too is our fault. Because it goes into every industry, right? Everyone tries to be the next Jordan, right? Everyone wants to be Jordan. Everybody wants to be Naruto. Everybody wants to be the big three. And I think the big three is the issue with anime. Is that everyone's like, ooh, is Black Clover going to be a new big three? Is My Hero in the new big three? It's just like, yo, like the big three were the big three for a different reason. Which is the same reason why I refuse to compare like Jordan to LeBron. Like there's just two different times. There are two different players, and they're both the best of their era. Just like how Dragon Ball, unfortunately, Bleach, and One Piece were the big three. They were the three that started it all. They were definitely the three best animes, the best three shonens at the time. But like now, there's just so much. There's no point of calling a big three out.
Well, I wouldn't say that, man, because I feel like in terms of the people's perception of the big three was off. Like that's to me personally the problem with the big three. Like people feel like the big three was, like this is what anime should be, because these three shows are so good.
Yeah, and that's always the problem with the GOAT talk, right? That's what we just call it, right? The GOAT talk. Whenever you do GOAT talk, it's never in context of our time, right? It's never like the big three were good. I was like, yeah, but if like honestly, if Bleach came out now, Bleach fans now wouldn't watch it. There's no way. I've been trying to rewatch Bleach for so long, and I understand why people like it. If I was back in the '90s, like
hey, I just tripped. Did you say Bleach was in the big three?
Bleach is the original big three. Dragon Ball isn't the big three.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know that?
I would never consider personally. I wouldn't consider putting Bleach in the big three. Man.
Well, no, but Bleach is the big three. Those are the three animes in Shonen Jump. It was One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. Dragon Ball came like a couple years later.
Oh
But
wow!
those were the first three. We just don't talk about it because Bleach sucks. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. Like Bleach it's not good. It's probably the only really good show that's not good. Like it doesn't suck. Like I can't name another anime obviously, but like think I don't know. Let me just. What's a bad anime?
Sheesh. I mean that comes to preference and
Yeah, I know.
opinions.
But like,
Fuck.
here I'm going. We did this before, right? So if you look at like worst animes ever, right? I know Dead Man Wonderland pops up on the list a lot. That's why I watched it, because it pops up a lot for worst anime made. So that show is not better than Bleach, right? They're not on the same level of bad, right? Like, remember that Black Cat show you try to watch? Was it called Black Cat?
Yeah, it's called Black Cat.
See, those are like bad. Bleach is bad because it's supposed to be good. Bleach is supposed like Ichigo, like it's supposed to be this badass swordsman, and got to go to this whole different spirit world. Tons of characters, right? What's his name? I'm drawing a blank for some reason. It's probably still one of the top villains of all time.
Aizen.
Aizen, yeah, Captain Aizen, obviously one of the best villains of all time. But the show just sucks. Like it's just for how big the show is.
I agree, man. I
Yeah,
don't give
I just don't
Bleach
know
any
how.
slack.
Yeah, whenever I meet a Bleach stan, right? Those are the those are. I don't like having
The
conversations with
worst.
them. If your number one anime is Bleach, don't debate best animes with me. You're not gonna change my mind. Bleach just doesn't. But see, you can't even say the fillers ruin anime because
Bro,
Naruto did a whole
every show
year.
has fillers. My thing is, because at first I was gonna say fillers were my pet peeve, and I don't mean to cut you off, bro,
No, no, go
but
ahead.
but it just makes sense to have a filler. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Oh shit, we need to figure out how we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? Make a show about Naruto chasing a cat around.
yeah.
People still watch it.
So this is so. I'm gonna try to get in the same mindset of what Charles just said. So
Hold on, wait. Before you say that, Bleach fans are like Raiders fans. Like let's keep it a buck, man. They're delusional.
yeah, no, that's right. Because the Raiders were good in the past. They went to the Super Bowl like 20 years ago, but have had one winning season in the last 15 years. So I get it. That's a good comparison. But so Bleach fillers have an issue that Naruto. Oh, I guess Dragon Ball has this issue. I don't know why Dragon Ball's fillers don't bother me as much as Bleach does, because they're both random, right? At least Naruto, and I always come back to this. At least Naruto made their fillers relative, and they're canon, right? They're canon, right? They're
No, they're canon for sure, but I'm trying to think if they made them relative.
well, because it's their fillers are always training. Even in Boruto, these fillers are other people training. We just don't care about other people in Boruto. That's why it's so bad. We don't care about this girl going, Asuma's daughter going to hot springs and trying to figure out, who's haunting. I don't care about that. What Bleach and Dragon Ball did were take things and just went off a path. Like I remember a Bleach episode where like the episode before it was like Ichigo and the dude with the glasses. They were like this heated battle in the spirit world. It was crazy. And the next episode was I can't remember his name. The dude in the green. He was like taking care of his cat and had to go get food. I don't know. It was just they just did fillers
Bad.
bad. That's just
Like
what it
that's
was.
terrible.
Like at least Dragon Ball, we laugh about Dragon Ball fillers because they're so
Yamcha.
they're so dumb. Like I keep going back to the baseball one because like I can't believe I watched Yamcha be the best person in an episode. So like that's funny. We laugh about that. Gohan made a movie as the Great Saiyan Man. Like that's funny. Like Bleach didn't try to be funny with their fillers. So
Like Bleach just tried so hard. My thing with I talk, I don't give Bleach any credit, but they just tried so hard.
yeah, Bleach. Yeah, Bleach
Like
just doesn't.
I give Bleach credit, like because I used to watch Bleach at one point in time.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said,
Mhm.
the animation is really good. The plot twist that they throw at you to keep you from guessing what's going to happen, cool.
Yeah,
But in terms of the consistency within the show, that's where I feel like it has the biggest downfall. Which in that, the consistency of the fillers. The fillers aren't consistent. It'll sometimes, you'll jump from fight to fight in an episode. You'll go to Ichigo and Rukia doing something, and then next thing you know, you're oh god, I'm forgetting names in that world.
yeah. So to bring up a good point. So, what do you think is worse for the shows? Do you think bad filler or 12-episode fights?
So that's another thing that's another thing I was gonna say, bro. The fact that these fight scenes take 3 months to develop, man. Shit, dude. Long fight or bad fillers? Fuck, bro. Honestly, I think I can sit through a long fight. I can find
Yeah.
something to do in between then,
Yeah.
you know? But you can't change a bad episode.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Dragon Ball was really good, right? Of course, we notice it now, but at the time, they were really good at mixing filler with canon. That's what
Yeah.
Dragon Ball was really good at. I hate it. We all hate it, but they would show, Goku getting ready to do the Spirit Bomb, and they'll cut to Gohan fishing with Trunks or something, like like they would just cut in between, and then it would just be like, what? Okay, but like they were good at like showing two episodes in one, but like having one half of the episode not really matter.
Yeah.
That's almost how they
That,
forced you to watch filler. Was because if you don't watch the filler, you don't see if Goku fires off the Spirit Bomb yet. Knowing that it takes realistic, I think it took 3 episodes for the Spirit Bomb, if I remember correctly, against Frieza.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
I think the Spirit
How
Bomb
about
was 3 episodes,
no? Yeah.
right?
What did you say? Fillers are somewhat.
Feelers of someone running to a fight for ages. I'll be right there. Yeah, that's always the funny part too. Is when they're like when they run, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta hurry up and get back." You know, they could, the time makes it seem like they're either like 2 feet away, or they're like 45 states away, even though they're around the corner.
So to another, I'm curious to see if this is a pet peeve that I have or something that you share as well, like episode counts.
So that goes into my pacing, right? I believe that if you give me 20 episodes, right? 20 say it's a 22 episode season, right? I see a 22 episode season and I go, okay, that means there are a lot of major plot points that need to be explained, and we're going to see an expansive universe. There's a lot of things that come with a 20 to 25 episode season that you want to see, right? And when it doesn't happen, is when it's bad. I honestly think anime should always stay in that 11 to 12 episode range when it comes to seasons.
Really?
I think so. I think it should stay that way. I don't think they should take breaks as long as they used to. Like
Okay.
like my hero ended, but it's about to come back in like I think the fall. So you don't have to wait a whole year,
October.
October, yeah. I don't know. I kind of like that. It's either that or you take the Black Clover route and you don't end, and pretty much in between seasons you just play filler. That's what Black Clover's doing right now, and I'm fine with it. Like all the episodes we see right now didn't happen in the manga. I just need to tell people that this whole like Asta reuniting, with going to the cave and stuff like that. That's not there.
Yeah.
In the manga, it literally goes 6 months later.
Yeah.
So
So my issue with episode count is kind of similar to yours. Like I personally, I like a 50 episode range. I feel like you can get enough done in 50 episode to put out decent quality work. If you look at a lot of those big shonen shows, once you hit 50, you pretty much know what the show is going to be like. And I say that in the sense of I feel like if you can get 50 and not do these hiatuses, like if you can keep it like okay, you can get your 50 episodes, and every fall you're gonna get something new.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Okay, so I think that's the way shonen should go. Like that's the way Black Clover is going. Like I don't know. Do you count Black Clover as shonen? Because it's in the fantasy route too, but it has the shonen aspects of like a MC.
Technically, it's technically it's a shonen.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll call it shonen. So Black Clover does it. My Hero needs to do it. They have to stop. My Hero needs to stop doing 12 episode seasons.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that
they're too far along to be doing that shit still.
They're way too far along. Like literally where we are right now in the manga, which by the way is insane. Did you read the last chapter?
Oh, I'm up to date, bro.
Okay, cool.
I'm up to date.
I just read it the other day. Return of Shigagaki, that's all I gotta say.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I'm mad that we didn't get to see what we want to see.
Yeah. So My Hero has a really good manga that is set up in a way that's perfect for anime. it's very obvious that they're writing the manga for the show, because when an
Mm-hmm.
arc is over, it's completely over. Like you can, like after I'm done with an arc, I can put down the manga and not pick it up for a few months and still continue and be fine, because there's no like ongoing story really. Once you're done with the character, boom, overhaul, you're dead, cool. We never see overhaul again. I'll let you know.
Ever.
They don't ever talk about overhaul.
He doesn't get a mention.
Nope.
Not once.
They mention Stain, but I don't think we're gonna see Stain, even though he's locked up. So we might. But they mentioned Stain at least. But
I'm hoping for a return of Stain, honestly.
yeah. But like as soon as a villain is gone, dead or anything, that's it. My hero has moved on. They, like you said, they need to put out more episodes, just because we know. I'm gonna tell you guys now, so you guys can be upset with me. The very next one is still a festival. Like you're still gonna get a festival in the next season. It's another training arc. It's gonna be a better training arc than the other tournaments or whatever they had. I like this one, but then right after this, we go into another festival, another training arc. Like you can combine two two of those together to make like a 40 episode season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, I see what you mean by that lane. I still think 50 is a lot. If you need 50 episodes to prove you're a good show, you're not a good show.
No, so I personally believe in you only need 5 to do it personally.
That's usually my rank. I give
Give 5 watches.
I give a show 3 episodes to hook me, 5 to tell me that this is going to be a good story. Like the first 3 episodes need to be a hook. Like
I agree. That's what got me for Blast of the Tempest, the first 3. After that was so.
Okay, yeah, I watched 2. I'm pretty good so far.
But for me, I always do 5 because I know the first 3 is you can be easily misled. Easily misled.
Yeah, that's true. If you only watch 3 episodes of Fire Force, you probably never watched Fire Force ever again.
Right, easily misled. Because that's what I was just about to say. Fire Force had a terrible beginning. It was super rushed.
But if Fire Force was 50 episodes long for the season, I don't know, man. If episode 50 was the same as episode 12 at the ending, everything in between, I think it would have been. I don't think that would have worked. I don't think 50 episodes of one season of Fire Force up to where they are now would have worked. It would have been too much. It would have been too much like training, doing other side jobs, develop powers.
So,
I like the pace of Fire Force.
I like Fire Force paces, but I feel like Fire Force could have did it in, like you said episode 12, that was 50.
Yeah.
Depending on where they was at, I feel like you could make that work because you replace it for these empty episodes with them fighting those with the little fire demons. You know what I mean? Because you saw.
I think having the short episode count for Fire Force helped with the fact that like this is like a serious thing. Like you can't take 50 episodes because spontaneous combustion at the rate that it was happening in the show needs to be. I need to figure out why. Like people are catching on fire. Maybe if they would have waited, like if we didn't learn about the Evangelist for like 20 seasons or 20 episodes, and then episode 21 was the Evangelist group, okay, I would have been fine with 20 training and little missions and some tuning exams maybe. Which, by the way, I rewatched.
I guess how I would pace it would be differently then.
I don't think it'd be paced different. So remember the first couple episodes, it was Shinru, what's his name? Shinra and Arthur, like training each other, right? Arthur could have came in episode 5. That'd have been fine because the very first episode, Fire Force, is fast. It's Shinra's at a train station. Action. There's someone explodes. He's like, "Oh, I'm joining you guys," and then that's it. It's straight action, which was fine. But then they introduced characters too long. So I think 25 is what I give it for Fire Force.
Well, I mean, I can't be mad at what they gave us quality for what we got now. So I mean, I can't be mad at they pacing.
All right, so let me guess. Your other pet peeve. I know you sent me the list.
I know you're not going to get it.
So there's one I know it's on there without reading your list. Mm-hmm. I know the excessive fan service is on your list.
You already know. I wasn't even going to speak on it. I was just going to say fan service, and that was it.
So, do you think the shows that include fan service, right? I'm not going to call them fan service shows, like so not High School DxD, not Data Live, not Azure Lane, any of those, right? But say you take, say Maggie, right? That's a good example. You take Maggie and you remove all the fan service out of Maggie. Is that the same show for you? Do you think fan service is necessary in some shows?
Uh, for Maggie personally, no. Like I wouldn't be mad. Like just to see Alibaba like stop goofing off and grabbing boobs, I wouldn't be mad at that. Like that was the main fan service you got in Maggie. Um, but like shows like Kenichi Mightiest Disciple, right?
Mm-hmm.
That a show about fighting
Yeah.
has nothing really to do about all that. But you get it every single cut scene. When you know how you get those episode breaks, you get something that's like, bro, this is
So
this is a lot.
It's more of the unnecessary fan service, right? Because there's obviously shows like High School to Dead, to where if they took out fan service, I don't think that show would be that great if it didn't have the fan service it had. Like for some reason, man, I keep talking about it. That sniper bullet.
Yeah, I already knew you were gonna mention it.
get to go in between her boobs perfectly. Like, I don't know. I think that scene wouldn't be as cool if it wasn't fan service. Like, I just think there's certain shows that
I'll give you that.
works for, but stuff
I'll give you that.
Like Kenshi, Seven Deadly Sins, like those fan service is almost unnecessary.
Yeah, when it's serious, I feel like
Air Gear.
When you get fan service with a mixed sense of this is comedic relief with it, it works. It works out fine because even if you take it out, it's not like you're missing anything. Just throw a different joke in differently. But like the shows that you just mentioned, when it's pivotal, what I mean, it's part of the show, but the show is so opposite of that. I feel like that's what makes it fine. Like High School of the Dead, you know what I mean? When you got zombies everywhere and you see nothing but action, killing, and then you see a little bit of jiggle here and there.
Yeah.
Are you really upset about that?
No. What about shows like Food Wars?
No, it's comedic relief. The food is so good. My clothes exploded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Yeah. But then with Food Wars, the fan service that you get, you don't see jiggling. You know what I mean? You see people in euphoria. You see people like in altered.
Sorry, you know what show has fan service, and it's probably the only show that when it pops up, whenever I try to watch it, it pops up and I automatically don't like it. Is Fairy Tale. Like Fairy Tale is one with like random fan service that is unnecessary.
I agree with that 110%.
Yeah, I think that just popped in my head. I was like, oh man, I remember some episodes of Fairy Tale. You have like a really good story going, and all of a sudden like
Lucy's bent over.
Yeah, or something like Natsu was like, oh, I gotta go get Urza, and like Urza would be in like a bikini or something or a lingerie, and she's like, oh no, what are you doing? Get out of here! And it's just like, what? Why? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I see what you mean. And there's definitely shows where fan service works, and it's like the whole comedic relief. Have you ever seen Prison School?
Yeah, that show was funny.
That show is funny. Like that show. Yeah. That show is all fan service, but it's hilarious. Yeah, so I don't think that statement should ever go the other way. I don't think anyone should ever say, well, fan service is great when, like, so that's the thing with fan service.
The conversation is different at that point.
Fan service is like sex scenes in a TV show. You got to use them right, or else they're just weird and out of place. And it's obviously the time when your parents or kid is going to walk into the room. Yeah. I see. Yeah,
you want to take another crack at a pet peeve on my list? Because I was actually that was a good one. I didn't think you was gonna say that.
Let me think without looking at your list. Let's see. We did whiny MCs. We did fan service. You did episode count. I never would have thought that. Let's see. We covered plot. I don't know. What else you got? Do you like
self-representation, man? Now, when I say that, I mean it kind of goes back to typecast. When you see brothers or sisters in anime, you know what I mean? So you get a lot of sambos, you get a lot of, you know what I mean, just extra on the face. And I just, me personally, I'm like, I don't get it, bro. It's 2020. 2019. We could say it's 1990, 1980. Why is it that we still get typecast like that. That bothers me. That's why I was so big on that haiku. When you get the regular, just you know what I mean? Because I had a problem with Killer B and the rapping stuff personally.
Yeah, no. Honestly, so I think half of that, I'm like choosing my words carefully. I think half of that is just the representation of America to the rest of the world, especially to Japan. It's very obvious. Everyone can agree that America isn't as bad as the rest of the world thinks. It's bad, right? We obviously have our flaws. We are definitely not the powerhouse country that we say we are.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as bad as some of the shows and animes put us out to be. And I think, when it's Japan and your censorship isn't so heavy, right? Like, we can't make a show and make fun of a country, right? Someone's
Right.
going to send me an email and say, yo, man, you can't do that. That's insensitive, right? When you're in Japan, man, a joke is a joke. And if,
Right.
it's obvious from the new Death Note one shot. If anybody read the one shot from Death Note, it is very obvious what he thought of America. He wasn't wrong, because that's exactly what would happen if the Death Note almost came to America. I'm just gonna let you guys know that's pretty much the plot point he gets to in Death Note is America shouldn't have a Death Note.
Ever.
Yeah, so stuff like that. It's obvious that Japan is able to say whatever they want about whatever, right, without much censorship. And it's at times, I don't think Kishimoto will put Killer B out now. Like, I don't think a new Boruto character will come up and he's going to start breakdancing and have cornrows and talk jive, right? Like, that's
Right.
not going to be in any 2002 or 2020 show coming out now.
I just don't get, bro, how it was what Naruto started in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
From the manga.
Yeah.
Even if you know what I mean, was it I'm blanking on the name of the Naruto creator.
Kishimoto.
Kishimoto,
Mhm.
right? You still have to write out your story and come up with it as you go with the manga to get to Killer B, bro. It is modern. I mean, it's not like it's the 80s, 70s where
But
you
it was 90s, early 2000s. I want to say it's like end of 90s when Killer B came up. I mean, that's when hip hop was what the United States was known about to like the other rest of the world.
out. Okay.
The rest of the world was like, yo, hip hop, man, that's America. Yo. Remember, like, I guess you don't remember.
No, I do.
No,
No,
yeah,
I
90s,
do.
early 2000s. It was, when you get tourists here, they're always like, yo, what's up? What's up, my homie? And you're just like, yo, why are you talking like that? Like, that was the thing. Like, America is so cool to other people is that they just over accentuate, like, any kind of thing in America. But Killer B was over the top, man. I remember the first time seeing that, and I was just like, whoa, all right. I guess we're having a breakdancing cornrow ninja.
Rapping. Oh, bro.
Yo,
and then Mr. Popo. Don't even get me started with Mr. Popo, man.
Yeah, then you have Mr. Popo, who is just all black, but like the color black. So it's like,
Bro, they edited Mr. Popo twice.
Yeah.
And another thing most people don't know, bro. Pokemon had a racist Pokemon, bro.
What are you talking
Mr.
about?
Mime.
You talking about Mr. Mime?
Sorry, not Mr. Miss Mime. It was a Sambo.
Yeah.
They literally had to make her light purple, bro, because she was black.
Well, that's why they changed the lips on Popo the first time, right?
Yep.
Right, because he had giant lips. And, they changed that. So man, it's not much different to where if you look at how we portrayed Asians in our TV shows in the 90s, 2000s. I mean, they were all slanted eyes with rice hats on. Like, it was just the times, man.
Times are different. But that's my pet peeve, man.
Times are different.
That was my pet peeve. I'm going off of what, the materials that we have to go off of.
Yeah.
And I do acknowledge, like, they have been better. They have been,
Yeah.
better with that, with censorship of things.
Yeah. I have one more pet peeve that you would never guess. It is an issue that I bring up, but I don't bring it up a lot. But I brought it up a few times. If we actually probably gonna the debate got skewed because of an episode that came out for a show last year. So,
Also, go ahead, share with me, man. Let's hear it.
the the useless female character, right? So this is different from any like useless character, right? I'm talking your Sakuras, your Asunas, you know, your Aquas from Konosuba. Like it's the helpless like heroine, right? But
Okay.
it's different because I'm gonna take Sakura and Asuna as a thing because I always say Asuna is more
I don't
useless.
get that.
I know, but I only say it because of this point. Sakura has always been useless. It's what we know, right? She was always been the
I
weak
agree.
link, always been the weak link of Team Seven. At least Kishimoto tried to redeem her, right?
At least I finally catch up to you and to you and Naruto or you and Sakura.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of
that's
here,
him
Sakura.
attempting, right? But look at what Sal did. Sal went the other route, right? The first time you introduced to Asuna, she is tearing it up with her little rapier thing, right?
Right, she cold.
And then out of nowhere, she's a helpless girl trapped in a cage. Right? Oh, I can't get out. Help me, Kirito. And then what happens when she comes out? We have this argument. No, she's not useless. Look how strong she is. Like, yo, like last year, she was just crying in a cage. Like,
Well, you know, man, peaks and valleys, you know.
I just don't like the useless and then using it as advice to be like, I don't know, man. There's just a lot of issues that aren't my.
Because I
it's
agree with
it's
you.
not coming from like a feminist take. Like, go ahead, have a weak female character. That's fine, right? It's whenever I see like a female character like punch a giant character in the face, it's always like, well, it's not gonna happen, but good for her, right?
Because I mean, personally, I always thought Asuna was like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's gonna have a down moment. So like, I personally don't think Asuna is useless. If you exclude that from her catalog, right? All you got left is nothing but this badass, you know what I mean, gangster chick. You know what I mean? She riding with her dude. Look at what she just did in this season, man. They thought she was a god when she got there.
Well, and that's why
How you gonna call a god useless?
Well, and that's why I bring up this issue, right? Because
come on, Kanye,
she has been pretty useless up until now,
bro.
Dude, she's had flashes, yeah, but like she spent a whole season doing nothing, and then they try to redeem her in season 2 by like giving her a brand new like rapier that only if you beat me you can have this, and they made it so like Kirito lost and he wasn't able to win, so she won, right? But like now she has this cool rapier thing, and it's still kind of like, at the end of the day, Asuna is always gonna be she's gonna be the Princess Peach to Kirito's Mario. It's always gonna be like that. No matter, she can have a dope scene where she chops down 15 people, but then she gets captured and can't escape, and Kirito has to spend the next 12 episodes trying to save her.
I get.
That's
I
what
see.
I mean.
When you put it in perspective like that, that makes sense.
That's what I mean. So when you take a female character who's helpless for no reason, there you go.
Okay, now let me ask you this, just to see what you think, man. Now, do you feel like that's a stereotype of like an anime, like a generic, easy plot to display for anime?
Yeah, I think originally it's because animes are obviously divided between shonen and shoujo, right? Those are the two main, right? It's shonen and shoujo, and then they each have their own branch, right? Like fantasy, there's obviously going to be girls who like fantasy, because there's obviously girls who like shonen, right? And there's guys who like shoujo and guys who like slice of life, right? But those two are separate. In shoujos, it's the girl is the main character, and she has to figure out this guy, right? In the shonens, it's always the main MC is a guy, and he needs to save the girl. I think that's just the hero complex that anime has just been running with for the last like 20 years, and I guess it's at a point where I don't think. I'm trying to word this without making me sound like a dick, but I essentially think that I'm gonna say anime creators don't think it's important to change that, because it ultimately doesn't make a good show. I don't think I haven't seen a show. I like starting it like that. I haven't seen a show to where the MC guy and the main girl are on the same playing field.
Uh,
Except for like, like a Gami got killed, but the show is technically named after her. She's a Kame. Uh
Bento.
okay, okay.
Bento.
Bento. But no one besides me uses bento as, as any type
Hey, you
of.
like that? It should come full circle with anime, don't it?
That shit came full circle. That was you using bento against me. For those who haven't watched bento, it's probably because you haven't been listening to me talking about it for the last like year. But everyone needs to watch bento. But yeah, okay, I give it to bento. But look what kind of show it takes to where it's a guy and a girl that are but they're not even equal. Like the girl is stronger. Like I'm saying, they'll never put a guy and girl on equal terms. I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's never gonna be a 1-2 combo where it's guy girl, because even then, it's still what I can't remember his name now. The main guy in Bento and the Ice Switch, right?
Yeah.
Those are the main two. But like he's not that strong. He had to learn from her, right? So she will always be better than him. But there's no show to where it's like the main guy runs into some warrior chick, and then she has to help him on the journey, but she's just as strong. Like that doesn't exist. But whenever you see a guy MC with a side MC, right?
Hold on.
Those two exist on the same level plane. That's your Naruto and Sasuke's, right? Naruto and Sasuke is probably now the biggest like anime troupe in anime now. Everybody wants an MC and a support character who's just as strong as an MC. But you can't name that support character that's a female. Or it's a male, if the MC is a female, the support character who's a male isn't going to be on equal terms. Like they just don't do that.
All right.
It's always male.
Which I'll give you that. That's just the way that how the cookie crumbles sometimes with anime.
Because whenever you see a show and it's like a super strong chick, it's always like a dope scene. It's always a dope show. It's always a great character. It would just be cool to see them both together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I would love to see, which I think a lot of people probably wouldn't? A spinoff of Naruto with Tsunade.
Yeah, I wouldn't
like,
want to see that.
Like after the Ninja War, before she became Hokage. You know what I mean? Around the time she left the village. And just started doing her own thing.
You're talking about the third Ninja War. I've always said we need many Naruto prequels. It's insane. And it smells like a cash cow to me. And maybe Kishimoto just doesn't want to do that anymore. Because Boruto's the future. But prequels, man, it's where it's at. I feel like once Boruto gets good and people start having faith in Boruto again, I think Kishimoto should probably start focusing on the past to kind of pull the old viewers back. Can you imagine if Boruto hits the middle of the car arc, right? The arc that's about to start. It hits the middle where everything gets intense and Konoha is starting to look like how it looked in the first episode, and all of a sudden he says, yeah, so there's gonna be, there's a hiatus for the show, but in the meantime, we made a first Great Ninja War OVA. We give you 6 OVAs to show you what went down between Madara and Hashirama. All of us are watching it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like when a lot of times when you get these older animes, like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, right, and you get a crowd that grows up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And just naturally, as things evolve on, they slowly start to trickle off and wear down. If Kishimoto was to do that, just this OVA like we're talking about, man, I personally think it'd be something bigger in terms of anime than something we've ever seen before.
Yeah, I definitely think if that happens, so I think the reason that won't happen is because it has to be perfect. We're at a point with Naruto to where I think the stands know more than Kishimoto. I've read some posts on Reddit, right, when people start talking about stuff about Itachi and stuff, and they just go off the charts. Well, don't forget, because Itachi did this, that means on his way he was doing this, this, and this. Like, yo, how did you just create a whole life for Itachi? And Kishimoto didn't even say anything. Like, when people were trying to argue with me that Itachi wasn't the strongest, I was like, yo, Kishimoto literally put out literature with everyone's power restraints on it, and Itachi was ranked the highest. Like, I'm not making up my own facts. I'm literally telling you, Kishimoto made Itachi the strongest character in Naruto. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I'm sorry that he had a heart disease and he died. Like, you know? And I'm going to flow back real quick to Maya's comment about shoujos. I think when we talk about shoujos and shonens, I think it's the same thing that we can talk about, like Game of Thrones versus like One Tree Hill, right? They're obviously designed for a certain demographic, and producers are really good at aiming at what those people like. And I think the reason why shoujos don't work for me is because Japanese girls are different than American girls in every single way. Like, the mindset, the culture, everything is different. So when a shoujo is made for girls, they say girls, but they really mean Japanese girls. Like, animes in Japan, they don't care about America. Let me just tell you that. They don't care what we think. They don't care that Joey down in Texas didn't like this certain episode. They don't care, right? They care about, their people. So when I know I was gonna throw out a name, but I was like,
I was waiting on it. I was
nope.
like, let's see what the hell he gonna say, man.
Nope. Because all the names I could think of were like people I actually know, and I was like, I'm not gonna throw their names out.
Oh shit!
So I think when a shoujo is made and it's made for women and girls, I just don't get it because I just don't have that direct mindset. Like, I can watch. I'm not gonna say I can watch. So yeah, like my girlfriend can have like One Tree Hill on the background, or what's the other one with Ryan Reynolds' girl, Blake Lively. I can't remember. She'll comment and tell me what it is. But like, those shows, obviously made for women, I can listen to it because it has American drama in it, right? Right. That's what people think American girls like in the TV shows, right? Is American drama and romance. Well, I know you're not watching those shows. That's not what I'm trying to say. You did watch One Tree Hill, and I'm not going to tell you what happened when it ended. But it's the same thing. Like, Kay isn't going to watch a shoujo. We have tried. There are certain slice of life shows that are slice of life / shoujo that work, right? It's because those creators trying to keep like guys in mind, and those are kind of obvious, right? And there's some of them where like Toradora. Like, Toradora is a shoujo slice of life that is I only enjoyed because it was funny. I don't even know what the plot was about. I don't know. It was like a school thing, right? But it was funny. Yeah, see, she doesn't know what it's about. I don't know what Toradora is about, but it's funny. So the humor keeps me watching. But the other shoujos that just focus on like school love and trying to find this person, and I don't know, man. It just doesn't work for me. It's not for me. So I don't mean to bag on shoujo so much, but it's just not my jam.
Right, same. Let me, cause yeah, it's just,
I don't hate shoujo the way we hate Bleach.
Right, bro. Put it like that.
Yeah,
I can finish a 12 episode shoujo before I finish Bleach.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard though. Like, I think I watched. So when we were watching shoujos, I was looking up like shoujos that guys can watch, right?
Card Fighter Sakura.
I almost like Card Captor Sakura, almost, right? Because it doesn't do the lovey-dovey, weird kind of dreamy thing that a lot of older shoujos try to do. But I tried to watch, was it like Yona and the Wolf or something like that?
Yona the Dawn.
Yona the Dawn. Yeah, dude, that started off good, and then you can tell that it was just I don't know. Be offended if you want. It felt like the show was written by a girl who was really into shonen. That's what the show felt like. Because it was like almost a shonen, but then there was a lot of like romance in it. But it didn't make sense because they're in a war. But she's like, I don't know. I just don't like shoujos, guys. Can I just not like shoujos?
It's just not your jam. It's
okay,
man.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I was about to say potatoes and tomatoes, man. Two different things, man. Everybody can't be liked.
Yeah. So, who's telling that you can't? Man. There's a lot of people. I mean, even when we put out our shoujo slice of life post on Instagram, it was our number one post on Instagram. Because that's, that's what people like. And I feel like that's what people think we watch when we say we watch anime. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when I tell people like, yeah, I watch anime, they're like, oh, you watch those cartoons? It's just like, no, man, like it's all, I don't know. I can rant forever about
shoujos.
Not shoujos, but about anime and that way it's perceived and stuff. I can talk a long time about that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now this is really a really broad question. There's a lot of underlying factors with this. But why do you feel like it took anime 20-something years to take off in America compared to the American cartoons that we have? Because, I mean, it's obvious anime is on TV. It's airing on shows. It's, you know what I mean? It's easy to find, easily accessible on the internet. But why do you feel like it took 20 years for it to really take off?
So you touched on it. The obvious one is accessibility, right? Do you even remember what you used to watch?
When I was younger?
When you were younger, yeah. That wasn't Toonami.
Yeah. That wasn't Toonami?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
See, exactly. So if you've never watched Toonami before, you weren't watching animes back. That was the only way people knew what anime was for some reason your parents let you stay up until 10 and you happen to throw on. I know there's people out there who are like, oh, I had to go to bed at 8. I've asked people like, you never watched Toonami? Like, no, what's that? Like, dude, it came on like around like 10 p.m. like every day. Like, what? I wasn't awake then when I was a kid. Like, okay, losers. That's for sure. But yeah, I think that's the reason why. It was because in the West, the only way to watch anime in the 90s was to either catch Toonami or go down to Japantown and find out yourself.
Saturday morning. Bro, on Fox 4Kids TV or what it was called, they used to show Pokemon, Digimon,
which those were the biggest ones in the US because
was fine, but that's the introduction to anime. But then it goes back to, you said accessibility now, right?
Yeah,
it's on channel 2, I want to say it was like channel 2 and like channel 12 or 13 on a Saturday morning.
Okay, so
everybody who has free cable, that's easily accessible
to 5 shows. Yes, you have access to 5 shows. We know
introductory.
Yeah, okay, that's barely an introductory.
Bro, when you're a kid.
Yeah, but look, when you're a kid, and so say we're in the 90s again, right? 90s, early 2000s, and you turn on TV for the first time at 10 p.m. and Dragon Ball pops up, and you're like, oh, what is this? I'm gonna keep watching it. Get to the end, and then like Yu Yu pops up, right? You're like, oh, this is great, right? Toonami ended at midnight, right? It was like 4 episodes of 4 different shows, and then that was it, right? At that time, if you really like those 4 shows, where do you go to watch more shows like that? There wasn't anywhere. Right. You had to actively go out to Japantown, right? Dude, that was the only way I knew other animes existed, was because since my grandma was Japanese, she would like only like to shop in that shopping center in Japantown. So we would go there.
Nijiya Market.
Yep. Every weekend we'd be down there. So while they're in that market, head across the street, go straight into the bookstore, read the mangas, which, by the way, the first time I picked one up, I was like, yo, this thing is backwards, right? I literally said that in the book. I literally looked around, and the lady was like, what's wrong? And I was like, oh, the book's supposed to be backwards? And like, oh, that's, and that's how I was introduced to mangas. And then I found out there's so many more animes out there. Yeah. But you have to actively look for them in the 90s. And now we have Netflix, Hulu, even Amazon Prime is getting into it. Funimation's everywhere. Crunchyroll's everywhere. Like,
It's the new wave.
it's everywhere now. And I think what the states are trying to figure out, because Netflix is doing a lot of stuff. Animes are really an inexpensive way to make a lot of money in the United States. It doesn't cost as much to make a season of anime as it does to make an actual TV show. You may think it does.
Wow.
You may think it does because of all of the digital stuff you have to do. But let me just tell you first that visual artists are some of the lowest paid people in the film industry. Visual effect artists, they go bankrupt all the time. That the company that was working with Marvel to do the visual effects, Marvel has used like 5 different visual effects companies because they keep going out of business.
Oh wow, bro, that's crazy.
You just don't get paid enough to be a visual effects artist. So then people know this and they start making animes, and that's just the cheapest way. You don't have to pay visual artists that much because they're everywhere. It's the one part of the film where people don't know they're everywhere. Visual effect people are everywhere. You can learn it yourself. It's probably the only thing in film that you can learn by yourself at home with nothing but a computer.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I would assume opposite. I would assume they'd be on the higher end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I think. I can't remember what time it was. I think it was when Avatar was up for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
Was when like some people were like protesting outside of the Oscars because the company that made them shut down like a month after the movie came out.
That to me is wild, bro. Avatar made so much freaking money.
Can you imagine making Avatar and being like, yo, that was me who designed that? Really? Why are you on the street begging me for money? It's just like, yo, like that movie took my whole paycheck, dude. It's just what happens. So I think that's why anime is getting bigger in the States. It's cheaper to make, and obviously you can do more in anime. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
You can do anything you want. You can turn animals into high school students and make Elijah watch it.
Bro, I'm mad I finished that, man.
I don't know why.
Bro, because I was online looking at forums. People were like, oh, it's so good. Just finish it. It gets weird after episode 5. So I fucking did it. And let me say, I won't be checking in. I won't be tuned in for that second season.
Does that count as a pet peeve? Just unnecessary weirdness? Like, what was the one where you had to suck the spirits out your butt?
Sir Uzumai. Sorry, no, Sir.
Something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, shows
bro.
like that. Like, that's unnecessary. So maybe that's a pet peeve of mine, too. Unnecessary weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like weird, but when it's, exactly. When it's just over the top, unnecessary, we don't keep that.
Yeah.
But that's it for me, pet peeves, man. We pretty much touched on everything, man.
Yeah.
For my personal
pet
peeves.
To be
bro.
honest, I thought this pet peeve thing was going to take us like 10, 15 minutes to run through. My bad.
Rants.
Yeah, my bad, guys. This show is supposed to be an hour long. That was the reason why we did these shows. But I know we even cut some stuff out. We'll bring you guys next week. But yeah, man, we're just gonna end it here. We can literally talk until like 2:00 in the morning about this kind of stuff. I didn't think Pet Peeves was gonna bring that much out of me.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm just curious now to see how you feel, because I do have one more we didn't touch on. We pretty much, bro, I swear to God, every single other pet peeve I talked about, we touched on. 36 away from.
Any PewDiePie fans out there would understand that. Just say only 36% away from a follower goal. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but down here, down here, I put on a
I don't know what's going on
to 50. I just thought it'd be cool to hit 50 people, so I put it out there for you guys to see. But hey, ho ho. You don't watch PewDiePie?
Now after you seen what he was doing on Call of Duty, man, I can't support that. I can't get down with that, man. He was growling, bro.
It was a mistake. That's what he said.
Shit, a mistake. You inside the comfort of your house behind closed doors, nigga. That's how you talk.
The one thing I do appreciate about that situation with PewDiePie is that he generally like apologized, and
that I do respect that.
He's not shaking it off. Like, he's not like, that was in the past, guys. Like, anytime it gets brought up, he's in his videos. He's always
he owns it.
Yeah, he owns it. Cause yeah,
You know, that's respect. It's like, all right, you know, players fuck up. You know, I understand. You know, you slipped up. You said that online. You know what I'm saying? And he owned up to it. I respect that. There's a lot of people who really won't admit. You know what I'm saying?
nah, yeah, that was crazy. That was actually the time where I stopped watching PewDiePie too. It wasn't until I think like last year when I started picking it up again. But yeah, PewDiePie and YouTube made up. I think that was like the only sponsor he didn't lose was like YouTube.
Damn,
Yeah, he just signed some crazy deal too, man, with YouTube to be exclusive.
that's crazy. And he sees that most follower count on YouTube, huh?
First person to hit 100 mil.
I remember he was running YouTube, bro, for
I
years.
mean, he still is until
Wasn't
until this break.
didn't he?
No, until the, he
Yeah,
so he took a
the
break
longest
recently.
upload count, right?
Yeah, this was the first time he took a break in 10 years. Yesterday was like his 10-year anniversary.
I forgot who told me that. I want to say it was you or Kaylina told me that, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot who was telling me that. Nigga, I still can't believe, bro. You go years without missing a single upload.
A day, every day he uploaded faithfully, easily, every time.
7 days out the week.
Mm-hmm. One episode a day. So now he's an adult. He's even said it. He felt it in his body. Can maintain. So he does like I think 3 or 4 a week, 4 or 5 a week, and he takes 2 days off.
Wild.
Yeah, I mean he just got married too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you know what's funny is he put a video out, and this is a rant. You guys can go home if you want. There's a video where he put out, and he was like, "Oh, someone posted a video on his Reddit, in his subreddit, and it was like, this is the reason Marcia, his wife, quit YouTube, right? Because she quit YouTube. She's like an IG, Instagram makeup person now, right? There's a video where they show PewDiePie, and he's like, he's like screaming and stuff. Then they cut to Marcia's like YouTube video, and you hear him in the background yelling. Yo, it's hella funny. Cause she's just like, but she's like so used to it. She's like, yeah, so you know, today we're gonna in the background here, ho 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 ho. It's hella funny. I know damn well that's not what this house is. I can't imagine if Kay was trying to film something right now and we're doing a podcast. Yeah, every minute it'd be like, yeah, so. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here.
Shit coming to knocking everything down. I see. Fuck up, PJ.
Oh yeah, I see. I'm looking at the comments now. I see. Mark likes my CGI desk. Talking about this is a real desk right here. See, pat, and my cup. That where's my cup at? I don't even know where my cup's at. Right here, this hand, this cup, my cup. You guys like my cup? I'm just kidding. I have the cup here so you guys can't see my hand getting cut off. Looks like I'm holding on to the cup.
Put a cigarette. What is it?
Put a glass on it. A sea glass.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I need to get my eyes fixed.
You going to the ambulance? Wah.
The chat was lit tonight.
Yeah, that was popping. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Man, we try, you know.
PJ works hard, man.
Yeah, I haven't done anything recently just because this takes up all my time. To be completely honest, PSO 2 takes up all my time. And then this. So today, I was like scrambling. That's why I didn't hop on the game with you today because I spent the whole week playing Phantasy Stars. Like anyone who's friends with me on Discord.
Takes a life.
Everyone who's friends with me on Discord knows that it's all I play because it shows you what I play. Meth. Same. No, I like your meth. Yeah, PSL to consume my life. But only right now because I'm trying to figure out how to play it. So when March, I think 27th comes along, then I can officially lose my life. And it drops in the US. Yeah, you guys play MMORPGs and you don't know what Phantasy Star Online 2 is, that's insane. Because I didn't know what it was, and I can't believe I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, bro. I told you, bro. That game is good, bro. Yeah. It feels like it's one of the most complete MMOs I done played. In terms of the satisfaction that you can get out of it.
It's the only game to where, so this game came out 2014, 13, 14, 12, 2012. Fuck. Came out in 2012. Still active. I think Japan has 25,000 people on their servers at one time.
It's the number one RPG in Japan.
Yeah, number one RPG in Japan. But it's 8 years and no graphic update, which you would think would be an issue. It's
not.
It's not an issue. Works perfectly.
Mind you, no monthly subscription.
No monthly subscription.
The game has always been free to play.
Yeah, it's the only free to play game to where adding money doesn't do anything at all. Money
Cosmetics
is literally convenience. Like the only thing you spend money on is obviously costumes, but the most important thing you spend money on is storage space.
Yeah.
Let me be the first to tell you, if you play this game, learn how to manage your storage, or you're me at the end of a quest and your character is standing there for 20 minutes because I gotta send stuff to storage as I'm trying to accept everything. And then the game resets where your stuff is at if you sit there too long. So I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get, and it moves.
That's the best shit ever. That's why I love the game. The game is like, bro, you gotta learn quick, bro. This motherfucker will leave you.
Yeah, it gone. You get it. So I'm over here like, drag, delete. So
have you found out like if you die on expeditions and you return and go back on that same expedition, all your stuff's still there?
Yeah.
Have you found it out yet?
Yeah. Well, I found out the other way. I finished an expedition and I was like, I'm just gonna hop back out there and start over. And I forgot I gotta refresh the session. I found out on the same block or a different block. It's a confusing game. It's definitely not. It's not a pick up and play and then forget about it for a few months. But we digress. You guys are gone anyway. Yeah. I can't wait till it comes out in the West, man. It sucks that it's not coming out on PS4 anytime soon.
And it's dumb because, like I know, it originally is a Sony game.
Originally, it's a Sony game before Sega took it over, but gave it to Sony for Sony to run. But it'll get there eventually. I think that's what it's gonna take. As soon as it hits PS4. Because right now, all my Xbox friends, I think, have the game that are into RPGs and stuff. All my Xbox friends have it. It's not so much my PC people, but, I mean, the rest of my friends are on PS4, and I don't know.
You know what game is, I can't wait to come out with? That new Sword Art Alicization game?
Yeah.
When that drops, that's going to be a banger, too.
I was watching gameplay on it, because they released the alpha. It's good. It goes. The action is kind of like Final Fantasy 15. What's the one where you can drive a car and it's like all 3D?
That's 15. With Noctis in them.
Yeah,
that's 15.
So it takes that fight system to where like you control multiple characters and you just pick when to parry and stuff. It's a little more complex and it's faster than that. If I recall watching the gameplay.
I'm gonna have to check it out, man.
Yeah, the gameplay was interesting. Blue Protocol. Everyone look up Blue Protocol so you can be sad with me that we're not getting a Western release.
Yeah.
Because that game made me sad when I didn't get selected for the beta and then I didn't get a Western release, which is probably why I didn't get selected for the beta. It came out in Japanese only when it released to the West.
Terrible.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know when we're gonna end it, so we'll just end it now. Elijah, go ahead.
Like I say, each and every Sunday evening, we have merch for you guys to buy and help support the podcast. Every single dollar that you guys buy to that goes right back into this podcast to bring you guys new innovative ways to help us share our love and frustrations of anime with you guys, and vice versa for you guys to share your frustrations and love with anime with us, man. I know it's tough times right now with Corona, and I know it's Mother's Day. But with that being said, it's Mother's Day. If you haven't gotten your mom a present, you went wrong for that, one. But two, we do have something for your mom. We got hoodies, we got shirts, we got
shirts,
long sleeve tees, we got mugs, stickers, hats. We got masks too, man. I know everybody needs a mask right now. There's a shortage on them. We got masks on there as well. So like I said, we got what you need, man. Everybody's always gonna need some more clothes. You know what I mean? People keep constantly grow. Links in the comment section below, man.
I dropped the link, and I just want to say real quick. So wait, 1, 2, 6, 13. So since I've opened the store, we've had 23 sales. It's it's not a crazy amount. I'm not gonna be sitting here and be like, oh, it's a 4,000 sales. 23, man, that's good. Thank you guys, all 23 people, or if it's less
Appreciate
people
you
about multiple
guys.
things. Appreciate you guys. Let you know when that T Public check comes in, the stream again is gonna look different. We have some plans. Because I'm telling you, anytime you guys will donate to us or buy our merch, all we do is flip it right back into this show, man. Because our goal for this show is to have the whole world involved. Like, eventually, this show is going to be so insane that I'm going to have 3 different shows with 3 different hosts because I just can't handle all the material coming my way. Like, that's just where I'm trying to get NWA. So if you guys really want to do something for the anime community and you want to be involved in this and you think you have something and something that can really help us, but you're worried that it's not going to be your thing, trust me, it's going to be your thing. Like, if you guys want to get involved with this, it's your thing, man. I'm just going to be here to help you along the way. Our goal with NWA is really to make a community, a giant family, one that in the long run, eventually we can all have a place to go and talk about anime freely and safely.
Right. No matter if you're black, white, blue, black, brown, LGBTQ, straight, all that, man.
Yeah, all the letters.
We welcome all.
We welcome all the letters. So, yeah, the A's, the T's, the Z's, the Q's, even
the
if
betas, the alphas, all them.
If you're a number, or if your name is AAE12X,
Oh my God, man!
Come on
Fucking
over. It's
Elon
fine.
Musk.
Elon Musk, man. We'd love to have you over here. But all right, guys. Thank you guys for coming out to another episode. Sorry it was kind of long. I don't know. My bad. We'll figure it out next week. Like I said, this is only the second time us doing S3. So that's it, guys. Like we always say, peace up. A-Town down, guys. You guys have a good night. I'll leave you guys with this.
Lost it all. I want it back. I want the avatar. I want my honor, my